okay. So you're leaving me on to start the show, huh? Okay, you're in the show. What the heck happened? Yeah, I know. No, it's me, CMP Ron. I have no idea what happened to him. He just disappeared all of a sudden. So you guys are seeing me, right?
Oh my god, I love doing this. I do this to everyone because it's either they do a great intro or they're just like, what the hell? And it's fun to watch the reactions. Gotta have some fun. I try to do it to someone different every week if I have enough different people. And your audio is really junky.
Yeah.
We can't hear you. Anyway, welcome to the Wednesday night Maker Hangout. What's going on, Kit and Vince and, well, of course, Ron and whoever else is hanging out there in the Twitch and YouTube verse and the rare kick verse, which really doesn't mean anything because I don't really think I have any viewers there, but that's okay. Bit of an indigestion, right? Take some Pepto, would you? So Ron is this direction. Hey, Dom, what's going on, bud? Yeah, so I still can't hear Ron. I don't know what's wrong.
I'm here.
He is very bad audio. I don't know if it's your mic.
Am I really bad all of a sudden?
Bad. At least for me.
Hang on a second.
Right. And he throws his mic out of the way. Out. What? So if I go this way, Ron, I'm still pointing at Ron. I don't. Well, of course. I think Kit's messing with me. Hey, we've got ourselves a Mitch, and more Mitch going to ERRF Mitch.
Oh. Yeah, I just finished replacing my car battery that I found that was dead today. So that was another $200.
Yeah.
$200. That's not including the core charge like that
which I'm
gonna get back. And I bought tools because it was at Walmart. But
yeah, well, you always buy something when you're there. Was the previous battery a Walmart battery?
I was an EverStart, I'm pretty sure.
Well, ever don't start.
Yeah, well, any battery you buy that isn't like an
$200 at Walmart though. Ugh.
The battery's like the battery and a $12 charge. It was $160 for the battery and $12 core charge, and then like $20 for a wrench.
I could have gotten you a good deal from my
I forgot about
people. I know everybody and could have helped, but it's all good.
I had to do some musical cards though to get home. So, well, nice. I went to lunch at work with a coworker,
right?
And then we were leaving the restaurant, and it wouldn't start all of a sudden. And then my other coworker came to pick us up, had a jump starter. His jump starter wouldn't even work. Then, so I was like, okay, well, I'll go back to work, do some more work.
Right.
And then my mom came and picked me up, went to Walmart.
There you go.
And then I was gonna change it in the Walmart parking lot, but she was like, "Why don't I just jump you again and we go home?" So that's what I did.
Your mom's gonna jump you? What? Is that what I heard?
No.
We heard that right, Ron?
She would have had the chance to do that.
Right.
Anyway, jumpstart the car.
Right.
I'm just now eating, so.
You're good. I was scarfing down food up until I went live, so.
So is that Kit Skyfire?
That is Kit Skyfire, yep.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I'm redesigning my duct for the CR10 because...
Oh, yeah, it's a max battery, by the way. It has a 3-year warranty. Okay, go ahead.
The duct decided to not play nice. And no matter what I did, it just got worse. So I am starting fresh with I don't know. The problem is splitting the airflow. Oh, God. Here's tripod.
Oh, no. God,
tripods.
Everyone hide. Tripod's here. Probably should actually send him a thingamajig.
Yeah.
I don't know. He joins sometimes, and sometimes he doesn't. I always forget he exists until he says something in the chat. But that's okay. That's tripod.
He has the plasma cutter.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot what's the robo. It's an articulated arm plasma cutter.
Right. So he's got all the cool.
It'd be nice to have
stuff.
one. I could see doing plasma cutting
Oh,
for. So I'd have a CNC plasma cutter, laser,
right.
3D printer. I'm trying to everything now a wire EDM. So I have a the power core EDM machine. I need to find a printer that's suitable for it.
Right. Here's an idea. I'm just thinking on how to design this a little bit.
ArcDroid, that's what it's called. Yeah,
Nice.
the ArcDroid's really cool.
Boom, boom.
It does have like a weird envelope though. You only have like a few inches of useful size, but you can move it or move the material around it. So it's good for like smaller parts. But 90% of the brackets that you'd ever make, you can use a bend break on.
Dom, my good buddy Dom, hanging out.
How's it going?
What's going on, bud?
You're mirrored, so you pointed. I'm on your other side.
Huh? There's nothing. I don't know how to fix that.
Wait.
I don't even know if it's fixable.
Why is this hard to do? There you go.
I don't know.
We're not used to pointing at other objects that are not in our view.
Right. I have no idea.
We're professional streamers.
Sure. Professional something, yes. What's going on, Dom?
Maybe we're just professional.
Not much.
No, I'm trying to redesign this duct. I literally had like 6 iterations of this duct for the CR10 and no luck. So I've starting
karaoke printer. What are you trying to like have the printer like sing music?
I mean, depending on the printer, it's doable.
Those Bamboo Labs printers are so loud. You can hear it.
Oh,
the better way to do it is to actually play the high frequency PWM through the fan, and the fan would actually be louder than having a stepper motor do the music.
Makes sense.
Or have a xylophone or xylus, have it actually like hit the keys on the piano or something.
Right. Well, Dom, Mitch is officially going to ERRF, thanks to a good friend in the community helping out. So you gotta love that, right?
Indeed.
So
I saw the shirts come in different colors besides white.
I thought about ordering one.
I think a purple one would be perfect.
For you? Yes, always. I don't know who this is. Polar Knights. Well, thank you for the first time comment. I'm sorry.
That is perfect, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no beard.
Shaven.
Well,
I forgot to shave.
Yeah.
His is more gray.
And mine I've had for like a long time. At least 9 years. But I trim it every other week because, hair grows. Right?
I think Dom's the oldest one here, so. Only because he has his beard.
Dom's not
possibly.
He's only 93.
Yeah. Are you as old as your cars? Your VW bus?
No.
Okay.
I think his bus has him on that one.
Oh, both of them got me.
Right.
That's one thing I am ticked off about StreamYard is that if you are on Twitch, you can't see the chat that comes through.
Right.
And vice versa. So that is really annoying part about streaming.
Well, the chat's a combined chat too. It's YouTube and Twitch. At least it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, but it doesn't do the best job with it.
Mm-hmm.
And special features like chat bots and emojis and stuff.
Right.
What would be really awesome is if it had a way to alert me of like subscriptions and stuff on Twitch.
Yeah, that would or raids.
I have set it up in such a way that I have I have my OBS linked directly into the program, so at least I can do see the double twitch. But when anything that comes over Twitch does pop up on my screen, at least, so
Right.
like if I get like rated or whatever, I can see the notice immediately, which does help.
Yeah. Definitely does. Let's see. I'm just working on a duct right now, trying to make it better for this damn free printer. So
while he's working on duck, I guess he's
Quack.
going to go into air duct cleaning next.
yeah, or I might be quacking mad though.
You might turn into a goose.
Wrong subject. Anyway.
Let's hope we can lay us a golden egg. We all need some.
Oh, shush.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, you're fired. I mean, what? Here, hold on.
We can 3D print the golden eggs.
All right. I fixed it. Where'd he go? There you go. Playing musical boxes over here. Way too much fun. I love this. Okay.
We need
Anyway,
enough that we can play Hollywood Squares. Then we'd be perfect.
right.
Mhm.
And we put Justin in the center.
That worked.
I don't think that they redid Hollywood Squares. I remember in the
That they
90s,
did.
early 2000s, but I don't think they.
Yeah, I think Will Wheaton was on that show.
Was it
every
Drew
so
Carey?
often.
Someone like that.
Probably. That sounds right.
Yeah.
It's always Drew Carey.
But the original one had the guy in the middle. I forgot his name, but he was really kind of in the original 60s ones.
I do remember Whoopi Goldberg being like one of the main stars.
Oh, yeah.
Of it.
And wasn't what's her name was there? Betty White was there a bit, if I remember correctly.
Oh, is it?
Nice.
You guys know about old Nintendo
Don't.
games?
I have no idea what this guy's talking about. That's okay.
Tom Bergeron was a host in the later ones.
I've heard of Little Samson Polar Knights. I don't know. I think it's like a religious game or something, isn't it? Nintendo game?
It's some type of platformer. I know that much. I don't remember the game that well, but I do remember playing it. And I do remember I
definitely
rented it. Back in the day when Blockbuster was still Blockbuster.
Right. When was
I'm dating
Blockbuster
myself.
Blockbuster? I mean, you can do that all you want, you know.
Little Samson, I think.
I'm getting across with a different one, I think. Yeah, I never
Right.
played it.
It's one of those games that sells like $400 or $500 now. Stupidly
Nice.
overpriced.
Right.
Yeah, what's the price charting here? Holy crap! The loose price is $2,100.
Yep.
The complete price, if you have it complete in box, is $4,300.
Damn.
Brand new, sealed, I would imagine is $17,000.
Oh, yeah.
And graded.
Oh,
is
I see a
18.
listing for 15,000. Jesus
Only?
Christ, that's crazy.
But like, if you have the loose cartridge, $2,000, it can't be that good of a game.
No, it's
It was
just
the
rare.
last
I'm sure it's
game
one of
that
those
came
things
out,
that was
that's
like,
why.
it probably like got.
Maybe that's
it
why
probably-
I know it.
No,
Right.
it might be like a bootleg one or one that like came out and wasn't official. Oh, it's an official Nintendo.
Yep, it came out. That was the last game that was ever released for the NES.
Nice.
Oh, really? It's a Tato.
Why did
Maybe
I
it's one of
think
those
the
things
last
they-
game was Wario's
Hmm.
Woods?
I think Tony Hawk's Skater is the last N64 game.
Yeah, leave it in the box. You got a little mine there.
Yeah.
Yes, you should definitely get it boxed and maybe even pay the graded if you can sell it.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I've heard a lot of people say the grading doesn't really give you any extra money in somewhat sense.
Right.
Due to the fact that it's mostly a scam by most companies nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it appraised, at least probably at a good game store or somebody online that can appraise it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to get scammed because that will happen.
Well, no, grading is a scam basically, is what they're saying.
It is.
Yeah. But I mean, how do you determine if it's an authentic game?
Right.
Who knows?
But I mean, if it's new in box, like definitely keep everything in the box and don't get it like trashed.
Okay,
I
I
only
had to
have
be a nerd.
a few N64 games. I only have like 2 original boxes, but I have all the loose cartridges I have are a lot less valuable. So
Okay, nerd out, man. Dude.
Nerd
There
out.
you go.
Okay, so the last Nintendo approved NES game came out in Europe in '95. The Lion King. I remember
For the
there was a
NES?
Super Nintendo version out here. Yes, for the NES. For North America, the last one that came out was Wario's Woods.
Okay.
Mm.
I remember Little Samson being like top tier, like one of the best games that came out at the end of the life of the NES.
That may
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But I mean, but the Wario's Woods was '94, so that came out a couple years later. The Samson whatever came out in '92. So it's not quite end of life, but getting there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I mean, I still have this system that still works. My,
You said Lost
the
Woods?
Sega.
Nice. No, Wario's Woods.
Oh,
Wario's
Wario,
Woods.
okay.
That sounds funny now. No, it is Wario's Woods.
Nice. I know I have games. I just don't know where. Ooh, we got an
Oh, that's
Ian.
basically a puzzle game.
Sup?
What's up?
I know that
Oh,
guy.
hey.
What are we talking about, guys?
All the things.
Wario's
Uh,
Woods.
Expensive video games.
Pretty much.
Oh man, you have original like all the boxes for the N64.
Yeah, I still wish I
Ooh.
had my
That's loud.
my
Whose
Nintendo,
audio was that?
Super Nintendo.
Wow.
What about Super
that's cool.
Nintendo?
I just wish I still had mine.
Right.
I had a great collection of games. I remember the old shooters that came out for the Super Nintendo, the Super Gun 6.
The Super Scope.
Yep. I had all 3 games.
Yeah, I had the
that came
Super
out
Scope.
for it.
There was a cool like puzzle. There was like one game that had like multiple mini games,
That's
and one of the games was like a Tetris or a Bejeweled kind of thing.
Yeah. A lot of
There's
good
one
games
that was
came
like a robot shooter, basically like a side scroller shooter. That was fun.
That was really.
I just
good, yeah.
remember you had to put like 6 AA batteries in it, or C batteries. I'm not sure. And if you forgot to turn it off, it would drain the batteries, and so you just have to keep feeding it batteries.
Nice.
I have a Nintendo in the next room that's still in the box with Duck Hunt and a gun and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, I like to actually play my stuff, and that's why I'm just at the point where I just could buy a flash card. Like,
Right.
You know, I have the NES Classic editions. Those are worth a little bit. But
I saw the guy talk about PS1 games. So 2 of them I still have in my collection. Rival Schools.
Right.
This game now sells for close to $300
wow.
used. So,
That's crazy.
and I have Lunar Silver Star Story with the booklet still, and the game. I am missing the original box it came in, because the original box it came in got destroyed in a flood, unfortunately.
Ooh,
Oh no.
no bueno.
But with the book and game, it still sells for close to for $150.
Dang.
Wow.
Without,
That's cool.
if I had the box, I'll be looking at $290. So, and that's US dollars. I'm not talking Canadian here. so-
Right.
Yeah, game collecting is interesting. I mean, it's fun,
Mhm.
but there's a point where it's like, I buy games to play them and have them. You know.
Oh, same here. I buy the games to play them, but
Yeah.
it's just amazing when you start seeing games that you're like, I used to play that game, and if I left it in the box, it could be worth even more.
Yeah. No, that's all of them. Yeah.
You know?
I got
Final
rid
Fantasy.
of all my consoles, all of them, and a lot of the games too. I held on to my favorite games, even though I got rid of the consoles. But I did that specifically because from a legal standpoint, you can download and run emulator ROMs on games as long as you own the cartridge. So I was just,
Right.
Yep.
I kept the cartridges and stuff on my favorite games so I could run emulators on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still working
Now
on
we've
this,
all gone quiet.
right? Box medallion. Who's making all that noise?
Probably me.
Right.
Honey, can you get the door for me? Logan.
What happened?
I think someone's being called to the door.
The ones that I treasure the most.
Oh, yeah, those are classics.
It's funny, like I never finished Zelda 2 until probably like somewhere in the last 3 years.
Mhm.
I never finished it until now because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Right.
I hear you on that.
Yeah, I started playing it on the NES Classic, and really, so it's not hard. It's confusing, but it's also
Right.
supposed to be a pretty hard game.
But it's not if you actually understood like the whole point system, and because I mean you go from Zelda 1 to Zelda 2, and even if you jump
Yeah.
from Zelda 1 to Zelda 3, which is Link to the Past, you still
Yeah,
those two games are more similar than the second game. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I still have I bought the NES Classic, and I have a Super NES Classic.
Yeah,
That just
I have-
brings
I have
back
those.
old days of me being sick and
I only
eating-
got one, not the other, and I don't remember which.
Nice.
it was really hard to get them too because I went to all the Targets and tried to find them, and the only way I got it is because I knew somebody at GameStop
Right.
That's
that
what
worked
I
at
had to do.
GameStop, and he was able to help me get one.
I had to
There you
line
go.
up
Dude.
at 4 a.m. in the morning to get mine from
Right.
GameStop.
Yeah, it was awful. Like it was stupid because it's just it's an official emulator basically.
Yeah, but the problem
And
is,
it's-
is that Nintendo was being dicks about it not putting it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have kind of an abusive relationship with Nintendo. Like they shut down like Super Smash tournaments and like cease and desist letters to streamers and stuff. But then like we still play their games
Right.
for 20 years. So it doesn't make sense.
Like
20 years,
still-
dude. I'm on like I'm
Well,
like
you know,
35
30.
years by now.
30 That's true.
Well, you're young then compared to me.
Right. Be nice. I mean, what?
Yeah, I feel like I'm old dinosaur in the whole group.
What the hell happened there?
Yeah, the
That's great,
PlayStation
yeah,
Classic. The problem was is I think it was a lot of the PAL games that were emulated, not the NTSC games. So I think there were some like frame jittering issues for the US.
I
just
haven't
remember,
bothered
like-
opening them.
Yeah,
I'll emulate
The-
it.
I just want one for the shell.
PlayStation Classic you're talking about was a piece of junk.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
and then there's a Sega Genesis Classic too,
I don't think I've ever
or
saw the
Master
that
System.
one.
If you,
I know the
yeah,
Master,
Master
System,
System.
one's out.
Right.
yeah,
Wasn't that from At Games? I think.
I don't know.
No clue.
It was a different manufacturer. Yeah, it was a classic.
Japan got Game Gear mini things. Each have like a couple of games.
Oh,
There's
God,
like four
those are
different
cool.
like 4 different colors. They each have a couple of games.
Dang.
Yep.
They also got like the cool Breath of the Wild stuff.
What I really loved was the Neo Geo that they got in Japan first. Came out here, but really hard to get. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was like the Neo Geo Classic or something like that. It looked like basically a small arcade machine. They were loaded with all their games on it.
Right.
I mean, hell, I have a Neo Geo game cartridge.
Freaking stupid thing. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this.
Okay,
Do it
that's
this
a
way.
Neo Geo cartridge, guys.
Right.
Okay, compare it to a DVD for size comparison.
Right.
Cartridge is like the size of a book.
That's funny.
Each game for the Neo Geo, you're looking at about $200-300 to collect for.
Right.
Yeah, just stupidly overpriced. But I love them.
If only there was a way to predict what part of my junk collection is going to be valuable in 20 years. What part
yeah.
is still going to be junk?
Right. I get that. I sold through a bunch of Pokemon cards doing that.
You got to keep your anything basically Nintendo could probably be a collectible.
Right.
That said, I think Switches are going to be.
DS
Switches are
anyone?
not going to be collectible.
Everything is collectible. Everything's collectible. It's just some things have really small markets. In fact,
Yes.
the market might be exactly you, but everything is collectible.
Right.
Yeah, like old 3D printers. Like the only people buying them now are Nero.
Yep. And then he gives them away to people like me.
Or Dom with his 101 Hero.
Right.
I didn't. I bought that new. To be fair.
Right.
I saw him messing around with that Tico a while back, and I was actually one of the people who actually received their Tico.
Oh,
And it was every bit the piece of
Liar, you don't exist. You're fake.
No, I actually.
Do you have it?
No, I don't.
Oh, no.
See, fake.
I saw the campaign. I saw the thing going south and wound up convincing somebody to buy it from me before I even received it. And then as soon as I received it, I just forked it over to him.
Right. Nice.
Did he ever get a printing?
Define printing. He got plastic to come out of the nozzle. Does that count?
No.
Yes.
Then, yeah.
That's all I've done. That's all I've done with the 101 Hero.
Hey, never mind. My friend actually got a star to print out of that thing before it broke, and it was a piece of junk. The star looked. I'm like, really? You paid that much money for a 3D printer? He's like, it sounded good. Everything was awesome in it.
What's the most you've spent on a 3D printer that you've absolutely regretted purchasing?
Probably $1,500 on upgrades for the Monoprice Maker Select V2 I had in 2017. Tried to make it really good and ended up buying a person.
I spent $150 buying the Troxy X1. Had to print tons of parts to make it work, but it worked.
Right.
And then I regretted it ever since I bought the damn thing.
So,
Honestly, none of them. Like all my printers, I know how to fix or make them work well enough to either sell them or get rid of them. A lot of them I've won or got for free,
Right.
or got some deal trade thing.
How many V0s have you won? And if you win one at ERRF, you can't take it home.
We'll
We'll
beat him up behind the. We'll beat him up behind the event.
We're his ride back to the airport. It won't
that's
make
right,
it.
you just
it
drop me
won't-
off and abandon me.
Just push you out. Get out.
I've got almost $2,000 tied up in an M3D Pro Mega that has never even melted plastic. There you go.
Oh, so the Mini Delta. I've never had one. I really should have got one because I'm a Delta printer person. But I would say that the CBCNC ERRF has had my love-hate relationship because it was my first backpack printer.
Right.
But like as my first backpack printer, I could never get it to calibrate properly, and the hot end on it was like way bad, like not really functional. So the functional prints I got, at least I got functional prints, but like looking at it on paper now, it's like it was $500 new for a tiny little Delta printer that
Right.
barely printed. So, but that was 2016, and then shortly after that, I got the Prusa Mark II, and it was like night and day difference. So,
Right.
you know, honestly, yeah, I can't think of a printer that I actually regret because all of them I've learned something from. So, you know, you have to
Right.
you have to think about that.
I learned to trust my instincts more. I'm not sure that lesson was worth the $2,000.
Yeah. Don't buy anything off of Kickstarter is my lesson.
That was gonna be my first printer, the Genesis printer back in 2016. It was basically a Prusa Mini back then. Not a mini, but a bigger version, cantilever arm, and it failed. Like they shipped 10 printers, I think.
Wow.
Oh, remember the Cobblebot? I've only seen one person that got a Cobblebot.
So I have 3 of them.
Cobblebots?
3 Okay, but in my defense, I did not buy 3 of them. Okay,
They're probably just like worth the extrusion.
I only bought one of them. I bought the Cobblebot Vanguard. That was their second campaign. I go, but my brother and his friend both bought Cobblebot from the first one. My brother tried to assemble his. The major failing of the Cobblebot was the absolute horrid instructions that they tried to get you to follow to put together their printer that couldn't be followed. You had to constantly go and get supplemental knowledge from Google searching. And so that basically meant that 95% of people who ordered it were doing nothing but complaining about how terrible the product was, and it wound up tanking their reputation in the company. It could have been good if they had, even if they didn't want to put the effort into doing a really nice written manual like the Voron, if they had just put together a video, even an unedited video, just sit there and talk to us while you build one out. You don't even need to cut it. Just put together the stupid video, 9 hours long, whatever it needs to be. But if you had at least done that,
right,
we would have been able to build the printers.
Yeah, a lot of them, I think obviously it's changed now because now it's like any printer that's going to be on Kickstarter already has a whole Chinese company behind it.
Right.
Hey, what was the one that came out, I want to say early in the years, where you actually had to have the rolls, actually had to have a chip built into the actual spool?
A what?
Had to have a what?
They built
Chip. They were DRM.
Yeah.
Oh,
They DRM'd
DaVinci
the filament.
XYZ. Or Up Mini.
Yeah, they did that.
No, Up Mini was open. No, DaVinci XYZ, but I don't think that was a Kickstarter. Oh wait, yes, it was. I think it was.
Was DaVinci a Kickstarter?
Let me look.
I believe it was.
I think so.
But it actually was kind of a successful printer. And then you had the Robo 3D, which was awful. Like, I don't know anybody with a Robo 3D that was good.
I don't see its Kickstarter campaign if it was.
Yeah, there's also Cube. Well, it's not a Kickstarter, but the Cube 3D Systems had their own consumer level printer that was chipped.
Right.
It was the Cube Mini. There's like a Cube 1, 2, 3, and they're all basically paperweights.
Oh yeah, it was the Cube that had
Right.
DRM filament. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the Seabor Voron 0.2 over here. Got it all built. The standard Voron screen with the knob that came with it. I don't know what was going on with it, but it was basically useless. I couldn't even pause the print with it, even though it had a pause button. You just press it, it wouldn't do anything. I go. So I went to Seabor and I said, "Hey, touchscreen option?" And you mean like this? And then he sends me a thing, and I go, "Yeah, that's what. Is that plug and play?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's plug and play." So I order it.
This or the touchscreen?
No, that's what came with it.
Okay. And that didn't work.
It wasn't working. I mean, it
Okay.
had the information just like there. It had navigatable menus, but nothing actually was executing. I go,
Weird.
I know, but so I said, touchscreen, is it plug and play? He goes, yeah, and I go, so I order it, and I got it. Didn't come with instructions, but I mean, hooking it up was pretty self-explanatory, and I found a model on printables to actually hold the touchscreen and stuff. So no big deal
Right.
there. But it's just a gray. It powers on. It's gray, just gray. You know,
Yeah.
no
I think
tech-
there's a config, clipper config, right?
I don't know. I went back to Seaboard and said, hey, you kind of said this is plug and play. And he's like, let me look into it. So I give him like a week and I go back, hey. And he goes, oh, I forgot. I go, no worries. That happens. They go, just, let me know. I go, it's been a week again. And so I also bought, I got it right here. Oh,
Yeah, so it looks like there's you
I got
basically
the-
just create a config with this USB serial. I'm still trying to learn how they do displays, but it looks like you can basically write
I'm
your
sure
own
I could figure it
macros
out
for
if
the
I had
screen.
time, but I literally don't have time to do research right
Oh,
now.
I know.
I go. I also got the side fan from Seaboard for it that bolted in really easy.
Oh, cool.
It was a super easy installation, but again, no instructions for it. There you go. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to plug it into one of the other ports on the thing or replace the normal part cooling fans. Just, unplug those, plug this in. I don't know if I need a Y splitter.
We've got Steve with HughForge joining. Hey, Steve.
Hey,
I feel like I
Steve.
saw you somewhere recently. Oh, yeah, that was last week.
Yeah.
I'm here for a drive-by today.
You're good. And you released the Mac version.
Yeah, the
released
Mac
the Mac
version.
version.
Woo.
Yeah.
Now
I
all
haven't
of,
played
all, of
with it
two,
yet.
all of two people can use it.
I can use it. Dom can use it.
I'm a Mac guy.
This is a
Thank
lot
you
more.
very much. Yeah. Joe, 3D printing Joe was excited about it.
Oh, I bet. He was probably like, oh my God, what can I design now?
I think there's, and I actually just put, finally, I merged the two because the Windows and the Mac version had not been unified. So I
Right.
merged those today. It actually was much, much less problematic than I thought it was going to be. So that was good.
That's
And then there's already a couple of Mac bug fixes that need to go out. So I'm
course.
probably going to release the unified version with very minor Mac updates, and you'll get a little. Windows people will get parity with Mac, and then that'll probably come out as 064 as a combined release for everybody. So
nice.
Is it one executable? How does that work?
I know it's two different files. So when you go to the download page, you just pick. I want the Mac OS version. I want the Windows
I
version.
see.
Nice.
So you're just matching the versions and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
It'll be the same code. That is a big piece of fuselage boat.
Are you back at it?
Are you going to have it in time for Rocky Mountain next year?
I will. So I've got, there's like the normal amount of stress everybody has to deal with. And then there's the amount of stress you have when something significant is occurring that's abnormal. And then there's the level of stress I'm at right now where I've got like 5 different significant abnormal events going on all at once. So this has had to take a back burner, but I've got several other pieces of this all in various states of assembly over there. It was coming together before my life went absolutely crazy.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
It's
I'm 3D printing a boat.
It is a boat. That was just a guess.
Like a canoe or?
Yes,
So,
basically.
Not a canoe. It's gonna be a flat bottom, but it's gonna have a nose like a V-hole.
Okay.
Very,
Will
very
you-
designed for a
Can
boat.
we make you float in the water
Yes.
closest to the event venue?
There you
Let
go.
me,
We're
look,
gonna try
let me pull the map.
try to make Trying to make somebody
those
go
called?
float across.
Sure.
Is that like a river fly fishing boat kind of thing?
There you go. It's I had a metric crap ton of filament that I had no idea what to do with, and I said, I'm gonna build
There's some water. There's Boyd Lake. We might have to get
Yeah.
a permit, but there's Boyd Lake.
There you go.
It's also
So,
gonna be
Hey, Justin,
freezing next year
Here's
too
an idea.
in
You
Rocky
get
Mountain.
you rent a pool.
and I can do ice
At
fishing,
the-
right?
Cool.
No, you
Oh,
rent a
no,
pool for
The
the
hotel
Rocky Mountain
across
show,
the way. We can just get
and then
permission
Yeah.
from
get
embassy.
people to bet on it. Will it float or will it sink?
There
Yeah,
you go. So my plan with this,
with a
Yeah.
freaking lawn chair in it and a beer and just sinking down.
I assume you're going to epoxy it.
I hadn't thought of a lawn chair. That's a great upgrade option. I'm gonna do that.
Lawn chair and like some sticks and a floaty.
Electric trolling motor too.
The arm floaties. You have to get the arm floaties.
I've got a trolling motor, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna drop
Hold
a
on a
trolling
second.
motor on it. The battery will go somewhere in there, maybe between my legs. I'm not sure. Depends on how
Will it
rubbery
blend?
the whole thing
Yes,
is.
it will blend. Ian's making it.
Yeah, fiberglass is still gonna keep it
There
at
you
least
go.
somewhat structurally sound.
Nope, no fiberglass.
Okay.
Justin, when you get the pool, make sure it has a blender on the top of it so that we can test the blending part.
There you
I'm
go.
not-
Support fully
I'm
approved.
going to seal it. I'm going to seal it with epoxy, but all the structural integrity is PLA and good old glue.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, glue will
See
probably
how that
keep
goes.
it
You
watertight
don't
at
sound.
least.
You don't seem very confident. There you go. Look. It's going to be recorded, so it's either going to be awesome. I'm not going to like test this beforehand. I'm gonna take this out to some public water. I don't know which. If
We'll find some.
if it's a calm enough day, I might take it out to Galveston Bay. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just go straight to the Gulf of Mexico. You'll be fine.
Okay, people, time
There
to
you go.
start placing
Okay,
your
yeah,
bets.
let's not get crazy
Right.
here. There you go.
I think you can make it to Cuba. I think if you.
There you go.
Oh no, they're gonna start buying Ender 3s and printing both of them.
Yeah. We're gonna have fleets of 3D printed boats.
There you go. Of course, I've heard of a lot of them just trying to make it in inner tubes. So inner tubes are way cheaper than 3D printers.
Right.
So there's cardboard boat regattas. There's like people that make boats out of cardboard. Like
I've seen that.
so it's not like
I just forget
unheard
what
of.
it is.
Yeah,
There you go.
Sure.
over here in Waterloo, so I'm near the University of Waterloo in Canada. They do that every year. It's one of their contesting for the engineering teams is to make boats out of cardboard, and then
It's
put them
incredibly
against
hard
the
to do.
University of
I've
Water-
tried to do it. Yeah.
University of Waterloo, University of Toronto, University of not University of Waterloo. Yeah, University of Waterloo.
Waterloo,
Humber
yes, Abba.
College and University of Toronto all team up kind of and have a contest to see whose boat lasts
Wow.
longest.
Anyway,
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun to watch them because when they sink in Lake Ontario, it's fast.
Right.
so what do you think Texas State Parks and Wildlife is going to say when I try and register this as a homemade boat?
Oh, I think you can get it done.
I say you go on one of those lakes where they just don't find you.
No, I'm going to try and register it. So I got a plan. I'm going to try and register it, do it all legal, get the tag for it, and go. And if they won't register it, I'm going to take it out anyway. And if the game warden pulls me over, I'm going to be like, I tried to register it. They told me it's not a boat, so this shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
And go.
I like watching the 101 Hero that Tom has.
It tried to
because
print. It tried to
It
print. You
tries
see how
to
choppy
move.
it was?
It's so choppy. Like it looks like it's skipping. Like the motors just are skipping teeth.
Oh, it totally. It has. I don't think it's tight enough. I don't know. I haven't. I've been meaning. Yeah, I've been meaning to take it apart. I was going to lube everything, clean everything really good, and put it back together. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah,
Right.
that's
Good thing
about
is
how
those-
successful it is right now.
I don't think lube
Those,
would help.
those
it
motors
print.
are like $2 or $3 too. So
If that.
Right.
yeah. That's what I was working on last night, was to upgrade my ERRF, and I got a pretty successful model created. So I'm gonna try to reprint it with not crappy ABS. I might try my ASA. I think I have some Polymaker ASA that's probably gonna look better. But yeah, I'm gonna try to bring that to ERRF, the little Delta printer, and honestly, it should be printable. I mean, it should be printing pretty well. But it's the same thing. It's like little 6mm linear rods with plastic bushing carriages that slide up and down, and the belts are actually GT2 belts, 6mm wide, and then they strip them into 3mm wide belts because there's not enough room for a 6mm belt on the towers. And then the whole thing is an injection molded base, top, and side. So all the parts are like one solid injection molded piece. It's amazing. Like the 101 Hero looks like that's the same thing. It's like all injection molded, with like the bare minimum to make a Delta printer.
It's exactly what it is.
And those motors are those like 60-to-1 gear ratio, like what is it, 2J?
They're the same ones that the baby belt
uses.
uses.
Yeah, the baby belt. Did you see the new baby belt? That thing's awesome.
The baby belt Pro, yeah. He's gonna have it at ERRF.
That would actually get me into actually wanting one, because at least he upgraded the motors and the hot end.
Right.
I have all the parts sitting over there. I just haven't put it together yet.
There's Matchman. And we got a Matchman.
How's it going?
Hey, how are you, everyone?
Good, you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going back through my emails from 2016 trying to find the tracking number for my Tico. I can't find that, but I have found my receipt for where I paid $55 for shipping it.
Oh, man. It's funny that the shipping is worth more than anybody should ever pay for that.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Mitch, curiosity. Have you ever thought of taking the FL Sun and turning that to a backpack printer? FL Sun, I think it's the 400
like Nero did at Murph.
Like the one I
that
have.
wasn't functional. Yeah, that's the one that Justin has
That's the one
now.
that's right over here.
He literally just put his like military backpack and like put the straps around it. It probably killed his back, I'm sure. He did not have a.
It was temporary,
good time
right?
with it. No, so I'm kind of done with the backpack deltas because the one I have works really well.
Print farm.
Pretty much.
I mean, I would honestly, I want to have a whole Delta printer collection. I just don't have. I don't want to make room for it, and I also don't.
No, I'm saying backpack print farm. You got to have your 2 zeros stacked on each other. First backpack print farm.
Well, actually, I'd rather have one on my back, one on my front, and then just have it over my shoulders. So that way it balances the weight. And then
that sounds.
I'd have to have I'd have to have 4 12-volt batteries, serial and parallel.
You just need a little one of those little kid trailer things where you just.
We need one is to build like a hat also that has the one printer on top of it.
So I was gonna do that. I actually bought a helmet, and I have the plans to do it. And I started to 3D scan the helmet so I could get a fixture for it. But I got a lot of worried replies about it, so I'm not gonna attempt it. I got it to balance. I got it to balance on my head. It's a the SliceWorks KPS3 King Room.
Nice.
And I have a bicycle helmet, and it does fit, and it would balance, but like more than 5 minutes with that, your neck is gonna like.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna break your neck, like.
Oh, probably.
Unless you if you train your neck muscles, you could do it, but I would have to like walk really smoothly too. I considered doing it, but again, like I was thinking of all the technical problems, like just mounting it to the helmet. I'd have to make it so that it didn't that it distributed the weight, and then I had to find the center of gravity. And honestly, just trying to 3D scan the helmet so that I could get the geometry, the reference off of, is really hard because it's a complex curve, and I don't really know how to like reverse engineer a curved surface yet. So
I like Kit's idea. Yeah.
yeah. So the CNC Artemis, that is actually not that much heavier than the backpack printer I currently have. That's probably about 45 pounds. And the thing is, it's just so massive, and all the weight is kind of in the top, because all the motors and stuff. It is all like steel. I mean, it's steel and aluminum. It's pretty hefty. But like, it wouldn't really prove anything to do that other than to be ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know if that would be worth it.
You
Maybe
talked
it'd be kind of
about
fun to do.
you talked about Rob Ming's baby belt printer.
Not specifically.
No, earlier.
Yeah, we brought it up
5-10 minutes ago. I work with him right now together on a project on a printer board we're developing together, and hopefully it will be out at ERRF 2, and hopefully it's working too, and you will need no support for the printer when you print.
Nice.
What support?
Nice indeed.
No support.
Oh, nice.
You will never need to use the ports again, hopefully.
That's awesome.
And I'm very excited about the new printer.
Yeah, supports. I'm kind of late to the game on the organic supports, but man, I don't want to use anything else. That's
Right.
It's so nice.
It's nice for most things that I've done. It's not absolutely perfect, but
it makes so much sense. Like in terms of like most complex shapes, you really only need just enough to keep it from drooping.
Right.
I'm picking a color.
You know, that's what I'm doing printing right now. One of my designs. The mushroom house.
Oh, is that a remix of 3D Printing's Mario Mushroom?
No.
Oh.
I think Silver
3D
Galaxy.
Printing. Oh yeah. That's his mushroom, but
this guy.
Yeah. But he have 2 versions or 3 versions out of it.
Yeah.
4 versions, I think he have.
I just
One
dumped a
version
bunch
I
of
have,
K1
and-
clip or K2 clips.
Yeah, one version you're allowed to sell actually, and
Don't
Right.
tell Ian about the K2 clip. He has
Right.
a competing clip design. I have some of his.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah,
I got some of them.
Nice.
We actually there's like so many people. Everybody's kind of had their own design for clips.
Yep.
I'm a rebel though. I just put it on the side with the holes.
yeah, me too.
I mean, Polymaker at least has holes like spaced evenly. It's not
Right.
like
Yeah, that's what I like. Or everyone has the same thing.
Hey guys,
That's
you know
cool.
what you're supposed to do.
Huh?
You're supposed to do is put it under another strand and then like tie it in a knot.
Yeah,
That'll work.
you go ahead.
What you do is you get it really loose, and then you just set it down, and then pick it back up. It's like spool roulette.
No, you do it all wrong. You take it all off and bunch it all together, and then you put it on your 3D printer.
That
Well-
was actually how the original like MakerBot that I had. That was how that worked. You got it in a bundle, and it just went everywhere. And it was 3 millimeters, so it was even harder.
So you're saying I did this right?
Yes, you did it right.
Yeah,
You can still print with it. It's fine.
it's fine. Yeah, it's still good.
The press fit. I dropped a spool, and they had the press fit on the cardboard center, and it burst. So, not a fan.
Right.
that made me upset when that happened.
What was the brand, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Prusament.
Oh, Bruce. Huh. I haven't had it pop off like that.
Prusament is cardboard spools? I thought they were plastic spools.
They're plastic with a cardboard core.
Ah.
It's press fit. The plastic is press fit. That actually causes. I'm not convinced whether this is on purpose or accidental, but it causes problems with AMS units because they're not always parallel, and so it can vary between 68 and 75 millimeters of gap.
I think that's what Crucial would call a happy accident.
That's kind of what I think as well. The Hydra mod fixes that, but yeah, I was trying to test their filaments and like they kept jamming up in the AMS unit because they wouldn't spin. They'd spin and all of a sudden they'd stop, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I finally took calipers out, and I'm like, oh, this is 68, this is 70, this is 72, this is 74. That might be my problem.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think their new like color mixer is gonna work?
Bamboos?
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a color mixer.
We'll find out in a few weeks.
in a few weeks, I'm not convinced I'm not convinced it's a color mixer. I kind of think they just miniaturized. I think it's a filament selector in the nozzle or in the hot end.
Something like that. But then you have to run their hot end with their stuff, right?
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's just for. I think it's just upgrade P1Ps. I think it's
saying it's for everyone.
Yes, but I think they mean because it's cheaper. I don't think they mean because it's for every printer.
If they had their way, everyone would be a customer.
Yes.
That's what they mean by everyone.
Yes. So I have a little thing I was going to show you. Beware, it's a little creepy, but I decided to go full size. This is going to be on a big poster at ERRF, and I'll probably give it away, the whole thing. Did you see? Awesome. You guys see the original? You guys see the original? I don't have it down here. The original one is on my YouTube video. It's the Ahsoka poster. So I have the pieces upstairs. I have her eyes done too, but I haven't done the background. So
I installed HueForge. You remember me telling you a few weeks ago I don't have an artistic bone in my body?
Yep, I remember you telling me that.
They go, I might have very well understated how bad I am. I go, I did a decent black and white.
Yep.
They go, I have no talent for the arts.
Black and whites. Ian just put out a video today on making a black and white. I think you can do. You should check that one out. He just finally put out a tutorial.
I'll have to take a look. I go. I would like to use it. It's just such a cool little program.
Wake up!
Glad you think so.
That's my same alarm.
That gives me like PTSD.
I know. What PTSD?
What have you guys been printing?
My alarm gives you PTSD?
Yes. Because when I used to have a Android phone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that iPhone? I'm not
I
sure.
have it. No, that's an Android.
Yeah, I run my life off of my alarms. I've got like 10 of them that go off every single day at certain times to remind me to do things.
It drive me nuts. I have 3 alarms. Wake up, lunch, go home.
There you go. She's got eyes now. She's a little bit less creepy.
Oh wow.
Hold on.
She's got her eyes. There we go.
Nice.
So then I just need to print the tentacles for the back of her head and the background. What?
Midlife Chaos. Not sure who they are, but thank you for watching.
Okay, so this just finished today. This is burnt titanium. I just pulled it off my printer.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
It's a cool color.
Is that a parchment color?
No.
No, it's who got I don't know, I forgot.
Flash no.
Oh, that was Zura.
Is
Zura gave it
Flash
to us.
Forge?
No, it
Yeah, I
was
think it's
Zura,
Flash.
remember?
Yeah,
Flash
no.
Forge.
Yeah, Splash Forge filament though. But yeah, Zora gave it to him.
Yeah. But it's a great color. This is awesome. But I think
Right?
Cookie
Yeah.
Cat has one like just like it. So,
Mhm.
man, print quality is amazing on this. I mean,
So-
it's stringy.
fine.
It's stringy, but like this is with the new Orbiter 2 direct drive on the Artemis. So I have
It-
a lot less bowing retraction issues.
I
But
don't
yeah,
see
when
any
you-
stringing.
No, I mean it's like very
Look-
minor stringing.
It looks clean to me.
Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a very forgiving filament too.
yeah. Sorry, I just cut myself. What's that? You are here. Is that just done with an AMS or something or multi?
This one is done with the AMS, but I designed this model so that these are all at different levels, so you could just do by the layer filament changes. There you go. I'm printing these out, stacks of them to bring up to Rocky Mountain.
So, okay, so you're not an artist, you say, but you can bring in an STL you've created and put it in HueForge and see how the color blending would work if you put your colors at different heights. So see if I did it this shorter, would it be more or less red? Would it be more or less pink? Would it be more or less whatever? I actually have one.
Have you ever thought about doing like making an automated way to do that, like swatches with like a color sensor?
He's working.
You mean to do the TDs?
Yeah.
The transition distances. So like, this is, by the way, this is a tag that I did. Ooh.
This is
Oh, that's cool.
what I made for a friend of mine who's a book writer, and she wanted to book on it.
Is that
erotica? She writes erotica. So
nice. That actually looks really cool.
So this is I modeled this in Fusion, but then I blended
That's
the colors.
so cute.
I blended the colors with HueForge, so that's 3 colors. It's black, purple, and white.
Nice.
But you get the 3 purples out of the different numbers of layers of white on top.
That's awesome.
That's another use, but like you just modify it. I think I did my layers at 0.15 or 0.16 on these, so that you could just do 1 layer, then 2 layers, and 3 layers, and more. But you asked about an automated filament sensor.
Yeah.
It's in progress.
Okay. I figured you were doing something with color transition.
Not for transition. This is so that you could literally just put a piece of filament in and have it give you the TD and the color
value. Okay.
Yeah.
So translucency is what you're measuring, right?
I call it transmission distance, but yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
This is something else I'm printing out to bring up to Rocky Mountain giveaway.
Oh, I like that. Texas flag.
There you go. They're whistles.
Oh.
Headphone.
I didn't expect that.
Headphones.
He does have.
I noticed your mic kind of ducked it.
I'm not taped down because
He does have Destroyer of Eardrums listed as his name.
Just the volume, just his voice is the Destroyer of Eardrums. Yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we'd have some fun. I'm actually looking at the. I don't know if you guys remember the Kickstarter. I think it's called the Kono no Ni Soda 3D printer. Supposedly a 3D printer prints upside down.
Oh yeah.
So I decided to see what people are saying online, and so far, their last update was sometime in July the 11th, and they still haven't updated their site yet, and people are complaining about not receiving their printers.
The hang printer?
It's an upside down printer, believe it or not.
Oh, it's the one that we've all called out as a scam.
Yeah. Yeah, then they just printed that. They printed that. They showed their multicolor unit printing a single color, and then picked up a HueForge print and put it in front of it. And I think Bandit called them out and said, "Hey, wait, you have a single color print and a print that can be done with a single extruder printer with with manual swaps, and you're trying to use that as proof that you that you have a multicolor capable system. I was like, yeah, why would you not at least have multiple colors on that print you're showing right now? Why would it not be at least a couple of colors? If you're trying to tell me that your swapper's working.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just interesting listening to the people complain. It's like, guys, you're backing a Kickstarter. We all know that sometimes Kickstarters fail, even though they get fully funded.
Or they're
Every
scams to
once
begin
in a
with.
while, every once in a while, I go through the hundreds of Kickstarter campaigns that I've contributed to, and I find ones I go, oh, I remember that. It had so much promise. It never delivered. Let me just see what the last thing they ever said was. And I go there and look at the comments of people going, I exercise my authority under Kickstarter terms of service, blah, blah, blah. Give me my money back.
Right.
Yeah, if you look under the Kickstarter terms of service, it says under it, you may or may not receive this product.
Yeah,
It's in the first letter in the stupid thing. That if this person's offering you a product, you may or may not receive it. Hello.
yeah.
We need the 3D printing equivalent of Michael Superbacker.
Yes.
We need somebody who can just like keep commenting for 10 years after a thing fails.
There was something I backed here just recently. I can't remember what it was, but it funded. And before Kickstarter actually collected the money from everybody, but after it officially funded and the campaign closed, Kickstarter came in and canceled it all out and deleted the person's account and defunded it and stuff. No explanation. I can't even remember what it was.
This is interesting.
Oh, there was a Delta printer called, I think it was called the Eva. Is it Eva printer?
Maybe.
Hey,
anyway,
I think I know who to ask.
Huh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Joel had them on his YouTube channel. It was about 2 years ago, I think. Anyway, what's it called? I'm looking up.
Guys, I have to go. I have to let my dog out.
Who's gonna let the dog out?
Me.
Who?
That's Don.
No,
Who?
me.
Who? Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
Thank you for letting me come on. I'm sure off my stuff.
Always
Sorry, I
good
want to stay longer, but my
All
dog
good.
is pinning me bum right now.
Yes, I let you out. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go to the door.
Yeah, I
All
gotta
right,
take
see
my
you guys.
dog out too. Also,
I remember what it was. I was backing an ultrasonic knife.
Mm.
There you
Oh,
go.
That'd be kind of cool.
a
It's
vibroblade?
Sure, yeah. There you go. It's successfully funded, and then just everything canceled without explanation after it funded. I mean, they didn't take my money, so I'm not too hurt over it, but still, I kind of wanted the ultrasonic knife.
Right.
Did they decide it was a weapon? Is that one of those things where they don't allow weapons and they decided that they weren't
I
going to allow
don't
it?
think
'cause it was-
so, because there's been a few other ultrasonic knives on Kickstarter that have successfully funded and delivered.
Okay.
So, it wasn't like it. It was a blade like this, craft knife size for doing.
Okay.
I literally have a blade from a Kickstarter. I have two of them right next to me.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was just checking. I haven't been on Kickstarter very much.
I feel like I have something back here.
Hey, Steve, you're just the man I need to ask. Where do I
Okay.
get the Mac version?
Oh, so top of the devlog. So when did you buy, or did you not bought?
I did buy. I bought in the 19th of June.
Oh, okay. So you'll use whatever version you bought. There's a downloader code for it. So I'll link my devlog in here. So there's
That's to go get a new. I've got. Oh no, that's the upgrade one.
Yeah,
all I
so
see
there's
is a commercial. All I see is the commercial downloaders. I got personal.
Okay, then it's PU downloader.
Okay.
Personal use PU downloader. So you'll use that to rebuy it to get on the new downloader. There will be 2 emails. I tried stopping the first email, but I can't stop it. There will be 2 emails. The first email will not have the Mac link. The second email will have the Mac link. And actually, you should be able to go from your order page. There should be an access your files from your order page. You can go straight to your download page. And then the bottom file on the page is the Mac download.
Nice.
Okay, let me see if I can find my download page.
Hey guys, I gotta get going.
Yep, you're good. We'll see you next time, Ron.
Here,
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for coming.
See ya.
Let me in. Nice
Of course.
seeing you all.
We'll see you next time.
Everyone.
So this wasn't a knife, but this was an axe from Kickstarter, and I cannot think of the name of the axe. Obviously, this is just a handle.
Yes.
The rest of the axe is in storage because I've been trying to sell my house, so I kind of put a lot of valuables into storage, and you know, most people wouldn't consider an axe valuable, but that was an expensive axe head.
Sounds like you have an axe to grind.
I have a collection of sharp things. There you go. I enjoy collecting things that are sharp. And so I've got a few knives that are quite valuable. Sometime, hopefully, I get a new house, and one of these streams, I'll pull out a few of them and show you some of my really cool ones. I go, this is an axe though that you know, is all here. I go, Damascus steel axe head. I go, some of my cruddy first attempts at leather work for a belt sheath thing and a paracord wrap. There's actually a ferrocium rod under there. There you go. But looks cool.
Do you use it? Because you have a belt loop. So do you use it for something?
Yeah, I take this with me when I go camping. I don't go camping very often. There you go. It's just cool.
That's fair. I just didn't know you had a specific use for it too. Because once you make a belt harness or belt, thing for it, you're planning on carrying it around rather than just displaying it.
I go, I can't display it with the belt thing. There you go. No, I actually have used it. It works pretty good as an axe. But that Damascus steel is just beautiful. I do have some Damascus steel kitchen knives.
Squeaky door.
Right? That door needs some anti-squeak. WD-40 or some lithium grease would actually do pretty well.
Needs what's the mobile one oil that
the EP2.
EP.
A few dollars worth of EP2.
Yeah.
Does anyone know a Windows tool that will remove trailing white space?
A what?
Sorry. I'm having this ridiculous issue all in my past. So there's this whole thing about trailing white space, extra tab spaces at the end of lines in code that normally doesn't really matter, but it makes your file messy and causes issues. So Git has now started saying you can't commit anything that has trailing white space. But for whatever reason, Visual Studio does not have a tool to remove trailing white space. And I swear I don't have trailing white space. That's a nice one. I swear I don't have any trailing white space. But does
Sublime
it do
Text
that?
has some real, at least it has like code specific rules. So maybe there's a way to create like a rule to not have white space after a line. I'm not sure, but at least Sublime Text would have a lot more customizable features, so it might be worth trying. That's the only one I have.
I have Notepad++, but I don't. But it doesn't seem to have an option. I can't believe that it's not in there. And then with Git, especially with Git now having said, and I'm so annoyed because I'm like literally looking at the files and I have white space marking on and it does not. I see nothing, and it's saying that I have trailing white space. So I'm very frustrated.
This
Yeah,
one's
I
not
don't-
Damascus steel. It's just really big. I go, this is the one that put me in the hospital.
Ah.
I go, because it doesn't lock in, and so I gripped it here.
Hey, John Strand.
I gripped it here like this, and I walked forward, and I tilted it down, and it went right across
slice
the
your
finger,
finger.
sliced it all the way down to the bone. I go, there you go. You know, the guy at the hospital who was stitching me back up and insisted on talking to me while he was doing it, and he goes, you know, this is a really clean cut. And I go, it ought to be. I keep my knives very sharp.
Right.
Clean cuts are harder to get back together usually.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I actually think clean cuts probably go together better.
I would think so.
Yeah.
So I cut myself because I use I have a little pocket knife, and my little pocket knife is.
I just remember going over to the sink, and this thing's bleeding and stuff, and I kind of wash it out a little, and then I take a look at it, and I see the bone, and I put my hand on it and go, oh man, super glue's not fixing that.
Just 3D print a splint.
Ian,
the
you're
one thing
grossing
I'd
out
say
my
is that, well, you have, clean cuts. I think clean cuts should heal well, but they're often deeper because they're super, it went in so easily. So I actually was working on something with a box cutter, and I looked at it and I said, this is stupid, right before I slipped and slashed my finger.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, that was just totally my fault. It was waiting to happen. That was not even, and I probably should have gone stitches, but yeah, I just bandaged it tightly multiple times and just kept it dry. And, in a couple of days, it was fine. I mean, not fine, but it was definitely not coming back open.
Right.
We're all dangerous around the tools. Like this is the thing this is like my third Leatherman squirt, but like because I keep getting taken away, or losing them. But these things are awesome. These things are. If you ever need. The one that I had actually had the wire strippers on the end, and that was the coolest thing ever. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to duck out too. Thank you guys for having me tonight.
Popping in again.
Yeah. Cool. Are we gonna see you at ERRF? Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're driving. You're driving up. Yeah.
I'm a sponsor.
Yeah.
So,
and you'll be a sponsor at Rocky Mountain too. Hopefully,
we'll see. I haven't decided finally. I might.
Well, I haven't sent anything out yet. So.
I gotta check out Smurf too. So we'll have to see how ERRF goes and then decide.
Want to go to Smurf, but that's not going to happen.
So I'm pretty sure I'll be at least sending. Well, Ian's already there, so I'm pretty sure I'll be sending Ian to Smurf anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, do I go or do I just
that's
get a
an
table and have
expensive everything? I mean, everything's expensive out there.
Well, I mean, Ian's coming here. And it wasn't too terrible.
Weird to hear somebody mentioning my name over and over again, but not actually referring to me.
I'm not referring to you.
I know.
Not referring to you.
That's why it's so weird, because I'm sure that happens a lot to other people with really common names like Mark and stuff, and they just get used to it. They go, but I've never had this happen to me. This is a novel experience.
Right.
Yes, when I talk about Ian, I talk about Ian Smalley. So
there you go.
We need to get Nick on this call.
Yeah, he won't be on it. He has his weekly Polymaker call.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his awesome squad. Yeah, I was there
I'm
a little
in
earlier.
That, but it's kind of hard to do that and this. So.
All right, bye.
Cool.
Right, thanks,
have a good night.
We
lost all the
I have. Hey, F you.
Dom, have you written software that mixes colors for 3D printers?
No.
You're not cool.
Ouch.
Oh. I just put a printer on my back. That's the coolest thing I ever done in my life.
Right. All right, let's see. So I'm ready to show off this duck because why the hell not? Redesigned from the
duck.
Redesigned from the previous. I'm not fully done with it, but before I
Man, you really do any of you have the flow calculation part of Fusion or
yeah, I would love
SolidWorks?
to get freaking
Because I
fluid
think you really
dynamics.
need to test
Oh
it.
my god. Yes, but
Oh,
I do that
is-
by printing.
That's a
So
goofy.
That's
I mean-
chunky. That's gonna be a pain in the ass to print.
no, it
Yeah.
won't be. It'll be easy. Ignore everything
it's small.
except the actual duct itself.
It's real
So-
narrow. Is that what the 5015 looks like?
Yeah, yeah. It's a. I've measured everything. Everything's in the right size of everything. 3 outlets. We'll see how it
Okay.
does. I can always adjust after the first iteration. And then here's.
Why didn't you do a full circle? Because you're gonna
I
lose all
didn't-
that velocity.
We'll see. We'll see how it does. I can always add it, and then you've got your, splits all the way around. I'm pretty much these two are making sure I get air all the way around, and then I'm gonna
How would you recommend like testing that though? Like how would
I'm
you
gonna
test
print
the
it.
air duct?
I'm gonna print it and print
Just
with it.
feel
and
around.
I'm just gonna. I can tell really quickly if there's enough airflow in the right
Okay.
direction. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
I
gonna be
guess so.
anything good or not. We'll find out.
Yeah.
What are you dying
So-
over there now?
so- I'm laughing. It took me 30 seconds to crush UForge.
What?
On the Mac.
On the Mac, it took me 30 seconds to crush UForge.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm
He's
unfortunate.
But hey, I downloaded it. I'm excited. This is
That's cool.
further than I've been.
There you go.
I'm just trying to get my printers to print with a single color, so
Right.
I haven't gotten there yet.
So we'll see. I'm gonna fire this off, and after I get a couple mount holes made, and we'll see. Who knows? It will work. It'll either work or it won't.
Yeah, does it make a whistle? Like you can have
I
the
don't-
fan make a really obnoxious high pitched sound.
Yeah, I've done that,
Well,
but not for this usage.
That would be funny if you actually had like two-tone air ducts that
Eh.
make like 2 different frequencies and
Kit, I'm just gonna literally hook it up to the printer. It'd take 2 seconds to bolt up, and if
That
it works,
would be
great.
so funny if you had a big YouTube channel and you,
Oh my
you
God.
design one that intentionally whistles really loud
Right.
while it does it, and you don't mention that part. You just put the model out there. Go, I've designed this great new thing, and you can try it for free. Just put it up on your thing, let people download it, and start using it.
Right.
That'd be such a great April Fool's.
We've got a very special guest without a camera. I'm waiting on him to make his camera work. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Hey, there he is. We've got a Dan from West
Hey,
3D joining the stream. What's going on, Dan?
Not much. Just got the kids done eating.
Nice. Well, thanks for popping in.
oh,
Yeah,
Been a while. We're gonna see you at ERRF.
dude, looking forward to it, man.
It's gonna be a blast.
yeah.
We're gonna have some fun at ERRF.
Is there any new products?
There's
Sorry,
always
what?
Things? Any new things to show
Yeah,
off?
we just got some super sweet fans that came in today. We've been waiting for a few months. We've been testing, just trying to find the best performing fans for tool heads for the longest time. 3 months or so of testing, and we finally got them in, and they're sweet, and they're beefy. They look different than any other at least 5015 fan that you've seen. Super cool.
nice. Personally, I'm a big fan of mechatronics.
Oh, totally. Those are great.
I tend to run them on pretty much everything lately.
What kind of fans are they?
Mechatronics, you get them on DigiKey.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're nice. But I run them when I can. The biggest thing I think for people is getting good 4010 fans figured out.
Yeah, we just got some 4010 blowers too.
Yeah, I hear the 12,000 RPM ones heat up like crazy, though. The ones that one of your competitors has sent out. I'm not going to say who you know.
Oh yeah, no, they're good fans though. He does good work.
Yes. Yeah, I have a pair. I have not ran them yet. They came with the XOL toolhead kit thing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, for those, I think I'm still going to run Delta on mine.
Yeah. I mean, whatever works, right?
Yeah. No, I think those performance fans are going to be fine. Are people actually? Are they just not lasting very long, or what do you mean they're heating up?
I don't
too
know.
much?
I hear they warm up at full power.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're like 13. Are they 13,000 RPM? 12,000?
12,000, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that might
It's
do
a
it.
lot of power.
That might do it.
A lot of power.
Sorry, I'm still doing the like post dinner whole
No, you're good.
routine here.
It's just a casual hangout anyway. We're just hanging
It's
out.
my little one.
Hi.
Hey,
Is she coming to
She is not. I tried to
Family
get
Earth?
my wife to bring my kids. It'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
We're actually we're going this weekend to Bend, Oregon. There's a Central Oregon Maker Fair there.
Nice.
Yeah, they're expecting 2,000 people, so it's way bigger than I expected. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, the metro area is not that large.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I posted a link in the YouTube chat. Basically, Knophead, it was the one who sold the Mendel 90 kits back in like the early days. He had a blog about he made a custom thing that actually would map cooling hotspots using a fan duct.
Nice.
So he could actually map the effective cooling of a different ducting designs using
Really?
this device. Yeah, he did that back in 2016.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like he had like he got really into like the science of like 3D printing stuff. So if you ever read his blog, it's really cool. But I had his Mendel 90 kit. He used to sell kits, the Mendel 90 kits, and they were great printers. But anyway, that's just I'm going old school, but that actually is relevant to your duct design.
Yeah.
Is basically, I think it basically moves like a little bit at a time, and he uses a heating element and measures, I guess, the resistance based on the amount of cooling or something. I'm not sure how it works.
Nice.
It's a LED. It's like a incandescent bulb, and it measures the resistance, I think. So anyway,
Put it into the YouTube chat.
yeah. Did that not
I
show
don't
up?
think you're not an admin. I don't think because it didn't show
Oh,
up.
did it not?
Oh, hold on.
There, I'm blind as
I
a
can
bat.
fix that. Hold on.
I can't do it through StreamYard.
Hold on. Let me get over to the YouTube and say something in the YouTube chat, Mitch.
Okay.
Just type hi, and I should be able to.
I'm going to type hi too. I don't think I am.
Type
you're
something.
not.
Said
Hold
some, yeah, there we go. Say something. Uh-huh.
I'm working on. Let me. All right. Let's see here. Stupid. There we go.
There you go.
Oh,
hey,
right,
Patrick
mod.
joined. I didn't even see that. My friend Patrick.
So here's a pop quiz for you. How do you research a home builder?
There you go. You guys should both be mods.
There you go. I'm looking at new homes, and so I found one I really liked. I decided to look up the home builder on the Better Business Bureau. And it's
Right.
1.4 stars. I'm like,
Oh.
that's not promising. There you go. So I decided to look up the other home builder in the same community, 1.4 stars. I go, So then I start looking up the home builders in all the subdivisions that I'm considering. And I go, and the star rating went down. And I go, even more. And I'm like, so then I looked up like a dozen other big home builders all across the country, and they're all under 1.5 stars. I go, maybe the Better Business Bureau is not the place to be researching home builders. They go, because they can't all be this awful.
Right.
They might be. I mean,
They kind of are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking the people that are leaving reviews, I mean, they'll build houses and they come with like kind of warranties, but I mean, their job, I mean, they make money by not servicing those houses after they're built. they're moving on to the next one. So
Well,
I think
I mean,
a lot
And
of
cutting
reviews-
corners and
Totally.
I mean, the flip. Here's the flip side. You know, let's take DR Horton as an example. They build and sell more homes in 1 year than all of the reviews they have posted for years and years on the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
Right.
In 1 year, they sell more homes than all of those reviews. There you go.
Yeah, you've got a pretty limited sample there, I think.
There you go. So, I mean,
okay,
you know,
the people don't go to Better Business Bureau to
to
sing
leave
praise.
Right.
No, that's
In all seriousness, you might want to check something like Emily's List. I think it's a paid thing, but it's all about contractors.
Is it kind of
Right.
like Angie's List, but different ladies doing it?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Angie's List.
Okay.
Angie's not Emily's. What's Emily's?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emily's is something else. Yeah, no. Angie's List. That's right.
Nice.
there you go.
Is that the never mind, the dating site for anyway.
Anyway,
I don't know it. I don't know
Mitch
it.
changing the subject over here.
No, that's Mattis Ashley. No, never mind.
Oh, wrong one.
Oh,
Oh,
Here, I have something cool to show
TPU.
Dan. Let me find
Morgan Ashley. There you go. Yeah, so I think with home builders, you should move to Austin and move into that neighborhood of 100 3D printed concrete houses by Icon.
I don't think so.
Let's
I'm
see
sure.
if
I'm sure
Dan
there are
can see
cool
what
like
I'm about to
1.2
share.
million. Like that's affordable for Austin.
oh, that's
There you
crazy.
go.
Here you go, Dan. This is for you, Dan. This is next year, same venue.
Two
36
That should be a
halls,
that
36,000
should be your
square
house
feet.
housing floor plan.
150 by 120 square
Yeah.
feet or
Yeah.
feet.
It's
Yeah.
36,000 square feet total.
Oh,
I
that's-
walked it
that's
last week at both halls, and man, we're gonna have some space.
That's great. Well, it's
there-
time. I think cordon off some sections to do some really cool like little
We're-
mini events or something like that.
We're
And
looking at
Yeah.
that. We don't know yet how that's gonna go. We'll see. And then this room right here.
That's
you can
where
see
the
the
barbecue's
house.
going to be.
oh,
Now,
nice.
this is the sponsor / vendor, influencer, and staff hangout. Like
There's like a break room.
rest green room break room.
We're-
Yep,
Dude,
Oh, nice.
sweet.
it's a
I think that was
25
my-
by
on my forum,
25.
That was my one complaint.
Yep, you can get away, take a break. It'll be a quieter room
Nice.
where you can just kind of rest. We're hoping to get some couches in there, but we got to find some cheap couches.
Yeah.
$70
What happened to that?
couches.
Just
What
start
happened to the
watching,
couch that we had?
We got rid of it because we
start
didn't have
watching
it
the
in the store.
Craigslist. Start watching the Craigslist free
I know.
section right now and just start picking
No,
up
we
all
don't.
the free
The
stuff.
Everybody's
problem,
getting Airbnbs.
the
Just
problem right
Well,
now
that's
is that we borrow from
Yeah.
people's homes.
Yeah, I'll bring the TV from the hotel.
Oh God!
and-
No, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, ask the Diamondback guys to supply
happened at
to supply the sofa.
No, that
Have the
happened-
Diamondback guys.
That was Diamondback. That was Diamondback.
Yeah.
That borrowed their hotel.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah. So have Diamondback bring the sofa.
Go.
We'll
yeah,
bring
it could be
we'll
used.
bring the rolling coffee table, and that we can
Right.
raise.
So they're gonna get rid of it.
I'll drive
but-
all the way to
but-
Indiana.
Hold on. They're in the middle of redoing all that, and they're gonna get rid of the table. And when they do, I forgot her name. The
No,
gal,
she
the
has
gal
my
at the
number.
counter.
She has my number. and
she's gonna
supposed
hold on to
call
it.
Me, and I'm supposed
That's
to. I have a
amazing.
guy sitting out there that lives 20 minutes away that'll pick it up and hold it till next year's ERRF.
Oh man, that table should be like memorialized.
Oh,
Yes.
if it's now gonna be ours, we need
Yeah.
to bring wheels.
Yes.
Yes,
we
big-
gotta
need to
bring
put,
it
like,
to all
some-
the events.
big toolbox
Yeah.
caster wheels.
And maybe we can figure out steering.
Yeah.
No, actually,
Mitch will turn it into a very.
no. We can
usable
actually
item.
make it into a robot platform. I
I've got
can- I
some
can make this
wheel-
work.
caster wheels somewhere around here.
You really only need you need those those like gearbox. You basically need like drill motors
Right.
on little caster wheels,
You just
and
put
then
a bunch of steppers on it and do a big gear reduction.
the front steering, it could be 3-wheel. You
I
just
know
need to have
someone
a
that sells steppers.
steering rack. Yeah, we could
It's gonna be.
we
so
could
much
actually
fun.
use the Death Racer omnidirectional.
Oh, the
we can-
mechanisms.
Well, what
we
if
can make a
what if we
mechanism?
just- what if we just hook up a bunch of death racers like a sleigh?
Oh, this would be sweet.
Mush.
So we're talking about making it remote controlled now too, right?
No, we're talking about making
No,
it
no.
drivable.
I think it should be
Mitch,
remote.
Mitch is Mitch going to be the driver.
Ultimate death
Yeah.
racer, like we had at Murph, where that Voron was running over everyone.
Yeah.
Just have the table run over all the death racers.
Yeah.
Oh man, a coffee table too. It's gonna take him out the shins.
Yeah. It's gonna shine everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun taking a death racer.
Dude, speaking of shins, man, I got scars from being hit
know.
by somebody's. No, it wasn't you.
I thought I hit you with it.
Maybe you did, but no. Somebody hit me at Murph.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we're figuring.
I was just praying.
And I still have that Delta here, which is driving me up the wall. So
Yeah.
If we're gonna do drag racers though, like I thought somebody's building a rail, right? I thought that's Dwight. Somebody was talking about building a rail system
Oh, that would so it just goes straight.
racers.
for the drag racing. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least put walls.
Scott with Edge of
Yeah.
3D has
Scott,
that all
that's
taken
right.
care of.
Okay. Cool.
So
Yeah, they're driving out there.
it's really cool that you're going to have double the space for Remurf this next year, but you've created a big problem in the process. It's a big problem. It's pretty serious. They go, there's not enough time to go and look at all that. There was barely enough time to look at everything when it was happening.
We don't have a choice.
But part of it also is being able to spread out a little more.
Yes, yeah. So everyone, the
It's
goal
not gonna
is,
be-
and this is early, is to give, one thing I wanted to do at the first one was give golds 2 10x10s. We couldn't do that because we just had so many sponsors and not enough space. So that's why we're not doubling sponsorships. We're just adding a certain amount, which Dan will find out more at ERRF. We'll chat. And it's not going to be crazy full. It's going to be everyone's going to have a little more space is the goal. Not everyone, but most of the larger sponsors need a little more space to show off more stuff. And one thing that I really want to do is encourage a lot of sponsors to make the booths like Dan's was, where you come out of the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like Fabrico had. You came out of the aisle.
Yeah. It makes a big.
I think
Right.
if you did another $50 tier, I would probably be down for it.
It won't be 50, but it'll be more. We had to up our pricing because double the halls, double the costs. But
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
also bringing in
So it's $100 instead of 50.
I'm not confirming any prices, but let's just say
It's
things
$69.
Yes.
Nice
pricing.
Huh?
There should be early bird pricing.
We're there might be, and I shouldn't say this, there might be one-time pricing for first year sponsors as a thank you, but I don't know.
Well, I did it last year.
Yeah, it'd be
returning sponsors, not.
No. It'll be a one-time thing where we give them extra certain amount of time. We don't know if it's going to be 6 hours, 6 days, 60 minutes. We don't know. Something to say thank you for supporting the event, making it happen that first year, and then the next year it's just going to be, hey, we have your email. Sponsorships are open.
Sweet.
So we're trying to make it fair to a point. We know we're going to upset
early bird doesn't work so much because of how fast they went last time.
Oh my god!
The big sponsorships were gone in 2 days or 3 days or something like that, wasn't it?
I sent the request like within hours of even knowing of the event.
I know
it was already. I was like,
it flew. We sold out platinums in 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good problem to
if we
have.
do that again, I don't even.
Well, so that's also what you need to do is you need to at least double the capacity of those platinums and stuff like that. Just
we can't double, but
Kit's got a good idea. Founders Club.
Right. we can't double the amount because then all the platinums are going to have double the space, and not double, but there's going to be too much usage of space. We've got numbers in mind. We've got it all figured out, but it won't be doubled because we're not adding another 48 sponsors. We're adding less than half that.
Yeah.
Because to give more space.
Let's figure out. I mean, if you guys are down for it, I really wanted to have, because I mean there was some really cool stuff that people put together. I think what the university or whatever over there just killed it.
That was cool.
But like really get some good, and I think community source prizes are great too. But to really make like a good way. We didn't have time to put something really robust together.
Yeah, well, we'll have time. We've got time now.
Because that was cool, and there was a lot of really cool stuff there, and it's really cool to just be able to to show that stuff off and to spotlight those people.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be. There's a lot we're gonna do, and there will be a larger speaking area, which is awesome.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
In the South Hall, the other hall, I think we're doing something like a 25 by 50 or something like that, like a 2.5 times as big.
Yeah.
We don't want to go ERRF big because it's not a focal point for the event. It's hey.
Wait. What is ERRF though? ERRF is
like a
not
stage.
any bigger than
ERRF
yours.
is a stage. Theirs is a
Oh,
stage.
you're talking about the stage, not the arena.
Yeah, the arena is
not that
only
big.
18,000, 19,000 square feet.
Yeah, plus the upstairs.
Yeah, which is not. I mean, probably
barely anything.
Yeah, it's
extra hallway.
Yeah, but for us to have 36,000, we're not comparing. It's going to be Murph is 30,000. That building's 30,000 square feet, and we're going to have 6,000 somewhere around 6,000 more square feet to use.
With rooms. That's the other thing.
With rooms. And the cool thing is, if it works out and we can figure it out, that hall also has 3 breakout rooms that are expensive as hell. But we could either make it one big 75 by 25 room or have 3 25 by 25 rooms. But the only way to do that, I think, would be to do something on a Friday where we bring school kids, middle school to high school people in and kids in and do some kind of class. I don't know. That's something for next.
Could we make the VIP room with champagne service and massages?
Mitch, are you paying?
We need Ellie to provide snacks.
Little chocolate things.
I'm going to talk to her about that.
There, with the gloves and
chocolates.
Chocolate cocoa press printing in the freaking break.
Well, now there's going to be more people having them. Hopefully by that time.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's up, Dan?
No, it's by next year. That better be a thing. Going.
Right.
Oh, Cocoa Press they're supposed to be shipping within the next couple months, I believe.
Yeah.
No, betas have been out. Betas have been out for a while.
See, I need
my.
I'm waiting for walk in our shop and be able to pick up some chocolates.
No, did you order one?
Oh yeah.
Good. I wish I had space. I have 7 printers.
I have one pre-ordered. If I do go with it, I might try to build it in time for Maker Faire.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Which would be difficult, but it could be fun. We got Maker Faire Orange County down here.
The only celebrity Patrick said to invite celebrities. I think the only celebrities were technically Joel from the 3D printing nerd because he did that Transformers thing, but I don't know any actual celebrities. The only person I know was Copperhead, Robert Cohen. I invited him out there. He brought his Copperhead, the BattleBot, and so we had actually quite a few BattleBots people there.
I'm hoping to get more BattleBots.
I think Jackie is on the team. Ellie's on the team.
Yep.
I was on the team. There's a guy from Switchback.
I wish.
Was there.
I would love to get actors, but the problem is then that the whole show becomes something else. So,
well, who's famous? Like David Hewitt, he's an actor in the 3D printing. Maybe we can invite him.
Zach, I get off work an hour before the stream starts, so it's really hard for me to make this any earlier.
I mean, you could still join.
yeah,
Adam Savage would be cool, but I
would
don't.
love to
I
have
think Adam is too high tier for our little events.
Who was named after a printer?
Named after a printer.
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking about. I would love to get Adam Savage, considering he has printers. But
Mr.
Are you trying to? Are you saying Joe Prusha didn't show up to Remurf?
No,
he did not.
No, he was sick though, right?
No,
he just never was planning.
Yeah, he decided that the first year event was not worth his time. And then everyone and Shane and everyone's sending him pictures, and all of Joe's like is crap.
Missed out on the opportunity.
He'll be there.
I don't know. Parisa didn't really have much of a booth. I mean, they have a pretty good sized booth, but like,
yeah,
you know, it was. I think he gets a lot more attention when he shows up to a place.
I watched that Adam Savage recently building his enclosure for his bamboo.
I saw that. That was cool.
So I thought it was so
he's
ironic
so good at it too.
or something that he's sitting there going, you know, these spools are so sensitive to moisture and stuff, and you don't want to get. And then he's talking about how sensitive that the material is and stuff. And then you watch his video, he's got that fancy bamboo printer with the AMS sitting right there by the table saw while he's shoving wood through the table saw,
dust and everything.
And I'm just sitting there going, you know what else is really sensitive? The whole 3D printer gets to take away from your table saw.
Yeah. He's like us. He has tons of stuff in a very confined space, and he's got 80 Super HD. I think
it's amazing looking at some of his tool racks that are just like a cluster of screwdrivers, and most of them look exactly the same to me, but he can reach in there and pull out exactly the screwdriver he needs.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of how my organization's like.
Yeah.
Mine's like
I use the word organization loosely.
Yeah. Well, it's object permanence, right? If you have if you're actually stable enough to actually have tools in a spot and not be moving all the time, like then you can actually find your tools. It's kind of nice.
Or if you just have the same 5 tools and you only need to know where those 5 tools are.
That's better.
Well, you try to do everything like a pair of pliers.
There's only 2 tools you need. You need duct tape and WD-40.
You need one of these.
Yep.
These should just be embedded in my hand. I should just have like Edward Scissorhands. But that little Leatherman squirt I was showing earlier, that's a really handy tool for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a Victorinox Swiss Champ XLT. It's a fairly large Swiss Army knife. But that is by far the most used, valuable tool I own. I carry it with me all the time. I use it all the time. I've gotten on top of $200,000 CNC machines and rewired the CNC machine with nothing but that Victorinox. There you go. It's an absolutely ridiculously incredible tool. I can't tell you how many times it's got interchangeable bits for the driver it has built in, and I can't tell you how many times I said, man, there's no way I've got the right bit to do that. But I flip open the Victorinox, and sure enough, one of those bits in there is the bit that fits into that.
That's what you need. That's awesome.
The tool I use the most is more like a fidget toy.
Yep.
Just a screwdriver.
That looks like a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who or something.
Right.
It's a ratcheting. You can see the mechanism right there. Ratcheting screwdriver.
Oh, is that the one you were showing earlier? That like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a ratcheting screwdriver, and then this comes around, and this is just loose, and you get all the torque from the handle.
Oh, that's
so.
awesome.
Are the bits inside the handle or?
No. Bits are. I got the leather.
Oh,
I mean, it's so this is like 100-year-old design that somebody recreated.
Recreated.
Not that long ago. but like it comes with a nice leather set of
Oh, that's nice.
stuff.
Let me do
Oh,
this.
I
Show it
finally
again.
used. What is that?
This is
Maybe?
a torque screwdriver that is measured in centinewton meters.
What in Hooters?
I'm trying to,
What are those called?
One
I'm
ugga
trying-
jugga.
There you go. This is currently set for the correct tension for tensioning the idlers on the back of the bamboo.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh wow.
Company else.
Oh, what is that?
It's a caliper of
It's
some kind.
no, it's
It's an
wrench.
abacus caliper.
It's
Oh,
a
no,
wrench.
okay, there you go. Oh,
That's
cool.
Oh my
So
god,
just-
that is ridiculous.
Lord.
So you could just same company that makes a screwdriver. So like I have tools that are like just toys.
That's
Those
very
are cool.
So
And
I
then-
actually used the magnet on the LTT screwdriver because I dropped a 10 millimeter socket in my when I was changing my battery, and like everybody does, you know, the 10 millimeter sockets are always lost. But yeah, the magnet worked really well. I'm
Dan,
glad I
thank
had
you
it.
for popping in. It was great having
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
if we
no,
don't
thanks for
see
letting me
you-
come by. I gotta
If we
take the
don't
kids
see
to
you in the
bed.
next few weeks,
Yeah.
well, we'll see you in the next few weeks.
Yeah, guys, see you
Yeah.
at ERRF. Have a
Yep,
good
I'll
one,
be
guys.
in on Friday, so we'll see you. Thanks for
Sweet.
hopping in.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yep. So, yeah. I like
Great
this
having
said
her on.
nobody.
I
He's
love
like-
getting special
He's
guests.
not a nobody.
No, I like getting special guests. That's fun. I've been inviting him for a while.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm just glad we got the Hugh Forge.
Oh, yeah.
Steve. Like he's kind of a celebrity in the community.
Good night, John.
Have a good night, man. So I found Dom, you'll like this. So I found I had a 60-watt Revo heater core lying around, and
Nice.
this printer's running a micro Swiss, which they work, but I like my Revos. For $25, on Printed Solid, I got the Revo CR Creality mount for that printer, and I've got nozzles up the wazoo, so now I can go to a really good hot end instead of, a micro Swiss.
I have a headset, so I'm pretty sure it's Ian that's echoing.
Oh, it's always Ian that's echoing. He echoes just standing there.
He has a squeaky door too.
So do we need to start the Ian needs a headset fund?
Yes.
A wireless headset so he can run around.
Yes. So you can
Yeah.
wander around. I'm central enough that I can actually go anywhere in the house and I still have connection. It works pretty well.
Right.
AirPods work pretty well. They can work really well. Just Bluetooth on Windows sucks.
Diamondback, nice. I would, but everything I'm running, I've got Mosquito, Revo, will be a Revo, Mosquito, Revo, Mosquito. 4 Mosquitoes, 3 Revos by the end of this week.
Nothing
So,
beats
Patrick-
the hot end on my 101 Hero.
I know. Or the one Mitch was showing. Which one were you showing on your stream last night, Mitch?
The ERRF,
Yeah.
the See Me Since the ERRF.
Right.
Yeah, and that's actually gonna work pretty well. So this is Patrick in the chat. His squishy cube. You think
Hold
that's a little under extruded?
Oh, yeah.
So
At least he has a good
If it-
skirt.
um,
Why do you think that is?
my first thought is the first thing that happened to me when I got into 3D printing is the slicer was slicing for 3 millimeter or 2.8 whatever the fuck millimeter filament, even though mine was a
Yeah.
1.75 printer.
That's
And
what I
if
think
it's
is
really
happening.
if it's really uniform, that's probably what it is.
Right.
Yeah, but Patrick, even if your bed is like slightly warped, you have that auto leveling probe. It should at least compensate it for the most part.
All right.
But like,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
yeah, digging
Yeah.
into the bed is probably more of
Whew.
your first
Headset.
layer. Yeah, maybe swapping out the glass or putting it. You can turn that glass over and maybe just try printing with glue stick, so you can
Right.
separate the part. But if you dig too much into it, it's gonna dig into it. Yeah. what look like range. Oh yeah. Hey, those ear sets for gun range. That's like they have the amplifying thing where it amplifies it unless you hear loud noises.
No,
we were talking about that in another chat about the noise canceling like earplugs.
Yeah.
Right.
That amplify sound too.
I will be right back.
I've got a pair of those. They're exceptional.
Yeah. What
Okay, Justin's gone. We could talk about him now.
What's that headset?
The one that noise canceling gun, or the one I'm wearing right now?
The one you're wearing.
It's a Turtle Beach.
Oh, that's
Turtle
cool.
Beach Stealth 600p Max G2.
That
That's a
sounds like too
mouthful.
many. Too many letters.
I go. I didn't name it. I just have it.
I heard that, Don, by the way. I had my headset on the whole way.
Oh, I know. I expected you to.
I go. So, any idea how much longer till you release the sponsorship details?
It'll be after ERRF.
Okay.
I can't. The problem is, if we release the sponsorship details before ERRF, all these companies are spending however much they need to spend to go to ERRF, be at ERRF, and get back from ERRF.
Right.
You can't just, hey, ERRF's over. Here's your sponsorships. We gotta give everyone because not everyone can afford right off the bat to spend for another event, especially with Smurf coming up after that for those that go. So we have to do it just right, or else it's gonna falter not as well. So just be patient, Ian.
It depends on my job still, but Rocky Mountain is something I
You and I will
planned
talk
out.
about that because there's some ways I might be able to.
But driving to Rocky Mountain is the easiest.
It's
and
driving
I have
west, what 12 hours?
Yeah, pretty much straight shot. I probably
that was faster than my trip last to Murph.
Right.
Yeah, even with a flight or driving. No, I mean I'm definitely gonna go, and I have enough PTO to go. So I don't think I'll have a problem with Rocky Mountain.
Right.
I think I will be in a better situation, hopefully, by that time next. Depending on how the student loan thing goes. So that's fun.
Right.
Anyway.
You'll get it figured out. At least you'll get to go to ERRF. Thank you, our good friend Chris.
I'll start my hotel for what?
ERRF. I know Chris gave you a certain amount.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 4 nights, $79 a night.
Nice.
So taxes,
it helped.
fees, and all that.
Yeah. So call it $90 a night.
Yeah, a little less than that. Yeah,
and some points
and
all that.
Dwight just got absolutely ticked off dealing with.
Yeah,
I know.
He got totally screwed by
for
his.
a long amount of time on that.
Did he tell you about their deposit?
But they charged. I've never been charged for that kind of stuff.
No. So that was one thing, and then he was like, told them to break out what it was, so they started breaking out the cost. And they go, so there's a non-refundable $30 per night deposit.
Yeah, because you booked it non-refundable. Hey, Big Jano.
No.
Hey, Big Jano.
No. The deposit is non-refundable.
Right.
They go, period. They go, ever. They were never going to give it back. They go, because it's like, how is it a deposit if it's non-refundable?
Right. There's something weird that he did.
There you go. I told
him.
No,
deposits can be non-refundable, but the deposit needs to be applied to something.
Yeah.
It's not just money they get to keep for no fucking reason.
So they charged him like $200 or something a night for the room. That. And then they called him up later and said, hey, you didn't pay for air conditioning.
What?
Yeah.
La Quinta? No.
Yeah, they
No,
called
this
him
sounds
up.
like
They
a
called.
scam.
That's
They
a
called him up,
scam, dude.
and
That is a scam.
That was what really triggered him.
I've never had that issue. I've never had that at a hotel ever. That's a scam.
I know, right? I go, and he said that's bull. Cancel. Go. No, we're trying to work with you. And he's like, no, just cancel the whole thing.
Scam.
I know, right? Because it's like I've stayed in hotels in 12 different states. I go, and tons of hotels in Texas. I have never, ever heard of one of them.
Did he book through the La Quinta site or something else?
Well, he says he booked through the La Quinta site, and I said, you know what? There's a reason why I book everything through Expedia.
I don't. I book direct on their websites because I've had issues with hotel sites not having. You get to the hotel, hey, I'm here for my reservation. We don't have a reservation.
Never had that problem.
It happens more often at event stuff when every hotel is booked. You know.
I go. I've personally never had that issue.
No. I told him, you know, I told him I'd help, but he decided not to go. He was going to bring my drag racer, so I had to pull out of the drag race, which sucks considering my event kind of founded the drag race.
You just need to build a folding drag racer.
I can't get it there.
Build the folding one.
Dude, it needs to fold in 3 pieces.
Oh no! What you do is you print all the parts, you shove it all in your suitcase, you build it at the event the night before in the hotel room, and then it works because that's how all projects happen. Oh, you don't think I'm totally gonna be messing with that thing the night before the event? That stupid little printer.
I gotta decide what I focus on before ERRF.
DDR pad. I think you really should have a working DDR setup.
Yeah, I think so too.
My focus.
Or your DJ. Bring your DJ controller, DJ Hero.
I go. My focus. The thing that's consuming all of my mental faculties right now is my current home should. I go. Really high probability actually sell. I'm under contract. They had very minor little terms in there for what they could back out for, and it was basically they need to go to the city and make sure the city's going to let them do it. But what they want to do is expand their parking lot and then use my driveway as a new entrance and exit to their parking lot. I cannot fathom the city telling them they cannot do that, because if you're telling me you can't have parking and driveway on my property, you're basically saying my property can't be used for anything.
Wait. Is this like eminent domain or
no?
Oh, I thought okay. Like a company's buying your property, or
so the Baptist church, which is right next to my house.
Oh, okay.
So I bought my house never as a home, just a house, but it came with 5 acres. It's a crappy house from like the 50s.
Oh, I see.
But it came with 5 acres of land, and
that's nice.
And it's zoned commercial and residential.
This is my Death Racer transport, by the way.
That's cute.
Amazon, $80.
Is that a carry-on?
It is, and then some pick and pluck foam it will expand. Hopefully.
Wait.
A little bit better.
You should, when you go to cut that open, you should do it during the live stream. It's going to be really satisfying watching that thing expand.
Hold on, the cat wants in the box.
Oh, what's nice about a Delta printer is I can shove clothes in the build cavity. So the underwear actually cushions the effector in the arms.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the Nuka-Cola machine, I'm going to try to figure out how to get that in I might end up borrowing my mom's suitcase and just bringing 2
and then I can put all my
suitcases.
chargers in here. All right, let's open the phone. Hold on.
Does Southwest still have 2 free bags?
Dom, okay. I got $22 back on my flight. They've got a sale on flights right now. I literally went in and rebook the flight on the app. I just hit change and use the same flight. And I got $20 back.
Nice.
Where is
All right.
my web
Ready
browser?
for some pick and pluck?
It kind of sucks that I lost my A-list status on Southwest. Like,
All right,
it's
ready?
nice.
Get some air.
It's never gonna go back to the same form. You know that, right?
Oh, it's double sealed. Jeez.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is like filament where you just cut through the polymaker bag instead of reusing
Right.
it.
That's all I do. And they're like, no. I'm like, okay.
Just give it a little poke.
I'm
Little
gonna.
poke and let
I
the
don't
air
like
bleed
the
in.
polymaker. I don't like
Wait,
polymaker bags.
Put it up to your mic. Put it up to your microphone.
Hold on. All right, here we go. Some air, and it won't really be loud, but it's not really that satisfying.
ASMR.
It'll get there. It's growing already. Yeah.
Oh, is that just like sound deadening foam?
No, it's pick and pluck.
No,
it's like cut.
It's so you can make a custom.
No, I can pull these.
You pull out
squares out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I know Kaizen foam.
Custom forms.
Yes.
I would have probably gotten a 2-part packaging foam.
No. This is easy because I can make it exactly.
This is.
I changed my mind.
So how thick is that supposed to get when
it'll be an 8-inch.
So you see how big the squares are on top?
Yeah.
Those will be cubes when it's fully expanded.
Yep.
That thing's gonna be 8 inches thick when it's done.
Yep.
Wasn't it
That's
like
what she
an
said.
inch and a half thick
That's what
when
she
you
said.
started?
Yeah.
It's a grower, not a shower.
Dude, it's
It's
amazing.
like watching paint dry.
All you need is like 3 inches anyway.
I'm gonna keep the comment to myself. Yeah.
There you go. I thought it would expand faster than this.
He said.
I changed my mind. This would make a better time lapse.
Right? It would.
Right?
Yeah. It's okay. Nobody's watching anymore.
Run the fuck away.
Hold on. Here's another one, Dom. Here's another one. Hold on.
Why do you have these things already
Because
set up?
I can't.
I know.
Have you met him?
A few times, yeah.
And to think, Billy's not even on the call.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if he was at the Friday call shenanigans? Oh.
So
Why are you still holding that like you're serving a pizza?
Well, if you were here, I'd hit you with it. But
I have laser cut PET felt. So it's the sound deadening felt. And that's pretty cool. It's just it's not cheap enough to make it into packing material, but you can laser cut, I think, polystyrene foam. It turns into like it's messy and it's kind of gross, but like polyurethane, I don't know if you can laser cut polyurethane foam, but EVA foam is pretty easy. Actually, EVA foam laser cuts really nicely,
right?
And you can stack it, and you can make a really hard case for it, like a nice case. Once I get my CNC router going, though, I want to do like foam inserts. I think that'd be kind of cool.
So here's how bad the cooling duct that I had on that printer. This is how bad the cooling is on a Benchy.
You know, it's weird because like
it'll be better.
I didn't have that issue, but the seam is right there. Like usually the seam is on the hull, right?
My seam's on the left corner, at least as far as I can tell.
Where would you put the seam on the Benchy though?
I put it on this corner.
On the back corner?
Yeah.
I like that we all have a Benchy are like right next to us. That looks pretty good. What's that on?
This is on the Sovol SV07, and it's printed out of Sane Smart carbon fiber PETG.
Oh, nice. That's why it looks nice. Carbon fiber makes stuff look
Actually,
nice.
It's
Dom has a
actually
Benchy.
got.
Let's say, Dom, where's your Benchy from your 101 hero? It's
Yeah,
just
we'll
a blob.
we'll-
That's your
we'll
Benchy,
call
the world's
this a-
smallest.
Well, that'll see. You just missed the detail on this camera. It's just not. It's not a high enough quality camera to get the detail of this wonderful piece of machinery. So it's literally like 2 screws up here and then
I
4
was
down
wondering
below.
about that too. That there's
Per-
a hole
per
in the top
pylon.
for the. There's a hole in the
Yeah,
top
for
for the
the-
wires.
Yeah, and I was just using a mini British mini spool holder. I just had it sitting right on top of it
On top
and fed it straight down.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So this is it's a little stringy, but this is that Polymaker. While we were talking, I printed that. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's turning out pretty good. I need to dial it in more, but like I want to get this printer, like I want to get it wired. The wiring's gonna be tricky because instead of having the connector at the top of the effector, I want to actually have the whip soldered to a thing, and then I want to just have it connector on the base of it, so I can still remove it. But the problem is a connector adds a lot of weight and strain to the top.
So, hey Mitch, how is your CNC build coming?
He's muted. Hold on.
Sorry. It is still in the same position it was like a month or two ago, like 2 or 3 months ago.
I just bought a CNC.
Which one?
The Maslow 4.
Oh,
nice.
Good luck.
There you go.
I think the Maslow is cool. I think it's very niche, if that makes sense.
There you go. So
Yes, and I mean it depends on what you're going to be doing.
So I've been following their work for a long time. Before they had the Maslow, they had the Makesmith. That was a whole separate company, and basically China came in and made the 3018, which was better because it wasn't made out of laser cut plywood, and they were selling it for the same price. So that kind of shut the Makesmith down. Well, they're making aluminum extrusion instead of plywood, stepper motors instead of servo motors and stuff. You know, China. One of the rare cases of China actually producing a better product, you know.
Well, yeah, that happens.
But I actually got one of the Makesmiths. Cool little machine. I don't have it anymore. Sold it to someone or another and go. But I followed them when they built the first Maslow, launched that on Kickstarter. I backed it for $1 just to follow along on the progress and stuff. And they have made a lot of changes to it since the original Maslow. The Maslow 4 is far more capable.
So the Maslow is a servo. It's servos, and it still uses chain for the. So the Maslow, I think he's talking about, is basically you build a plywood 2x4 frame that's like slightly tilted, and then you put the motors on the top corners.
The frame is actually out of Unistrut.
Oh, is it different now?
There you go. They've made a lot of changes. There you go.
But you still have to build the frame. That's kind of part of the cost. The kit, right?
So my understanding and what they've advertised it for the like $600 I paid, it will include everything needed to build it except for the DeWalt router, which they said they couldn't get any. They said they can't get any better price than what we could pay to get it off of Amazon, so they might as well let us buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
But they said everything else needed to put it together is included in the kit. So I'm expecting Unistrut to show up.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's a novel idea. The only thing I can think of is, and it could work because it's still doing like Delta printer kind of.
It definitely works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like all the other ones that the way you cut, if you're doing any pocketing operations, you have this giant like disc that's basically floating on top of the workpiece. So
Yeah, but that's the same
you're-
problem you have to overcome on any panel processor machine.
yeah, that's the thing. It's basically like a glorified, panel saw.
Now the thing is, I don't know about older Maslow designs, but well, in fact, I do. The original Maslow, you couldn't use it in a horizontal position, but because of all the changes they've made, the Maslow 4 can be used horizontally. So theoretically, you could build a vacuum table behind it and use it in a horizontal position.
Now you just need a V0.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the Maslow?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, the whole point of it was to be like compact and put it up against a wall and save a lot of space.
The whole
I thought.
point of it was to be affordable and accessible.
That too,
and fit in a single car garage, but it could do a full 4x8 panel.
Right. I go. I really like it. I thought it was really cool. I didn't have money or a place to put it when they ran their original campaign. I don't have money now, and I still don't have a place to put it. But I'm hoping to have a place to put it within a couple of months.
Yeah.
Unless my house doesn't actually close, in which case I don't know what I'm going to do when it shows up.
Right.
You might see it. You might see it back here.
Storage unit. Yeah, you can run it in the storage unit. I've helped build a CNC machine in the storage unit.
That would be so annoying. You go, I need this part for something or another. Let me go haul my material over to the mini storage unit and fire up the CNC over there. And I get over there and I discovered I made a mistake on the CAD program. So I come back home to where my computer is and adjust the program to come back out to the CNC again. They go.
I mean, that's why you always have a CAD computer, a CAD CAM computer with you. I don't understand the not being able to change G code at the machine. Like, computers are the cheapest, easiest part of CNC machining. Like 3D printers, I can understand. It's kind of a pain to go if you don't have a printer right next to your computer. But like, that's why I like having this little V0 because it's like right next to my computer and I don't have to get up and monitor it. But I would definitely put a camera on my CNC, especially if I'm gonna have to babysit it. But I would want to have like a physical e-stop, or at least a quick response e-stop. I probably will most likely, just like my laser cutter. I don't ever use my laser cutter unattended. So, like 3D printers.
So you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I've
3D printers. You have to go to sleep sometimes.
Yeah. I'm too nervous about laser cutters though, because they can and will catch fire. Same with CNC routers. If you have one like pause and then the router bit's still spinning, catching your MDF on fire. Yeah.
And that's definitely something that could happen with the Maslow because the router is just on,
It's on off. Yeah. Mine actually has a it's VFD controlled, so I actually have it's controlled by the controller, the speed. So if anything faults e-stop, it will send an e-stop signal to the VFD.
Cool.
I have a pretty legit like CNC setup, but I got to finish it.
So I'm building another CNC machine.
This, by the way, this turned out way better than the last one. So I have two little tiny ducks. These little posts are gonna hopefully be stable enough that a lot of the rigidity is going to be the effector, the plastic effector, and then the top plate is going to screw onto here, and this kind of boxes the whole thing in. So this hopefully won't be the problem with the last one. Is it has a lot of like wiggle. The top would actually wiggle, and the hot end would you could see the hot end nozzle like moving as it was moving. So
Right.
the arms are injection molded. Like they literally like you could just twist the whole thing by just touching it. So the printer isn't going to print well, but it's going to print.
Right.
And I have good print quality from that printer, so I know it can print well. It's just it didn't print. The extrusion rate was inconsistent, and so I always had extrusion inconsistencies with the hot end.
Right.
But
There we go.
I'm halfway through the assembly process on a Langmuir Systems Crossfire XR CNC plasma table.
yeah,
gonna
that's
be-
the cheap. It's like one of the cheaper plasma tables you can get.
You can't get. There's nothing cheaper. That's an American machine. You can get cheaper,
Yeah.
but you have to go to China, and you get all the support that you'd expect to get for that.
Yeah, Langmuir is pretty awesome. They have their MR1 CNC.
Oh
CNC
yes,
for about
Did I tell you I-
basically for $4,500 you can. Of course, you have to build your own. I think you have to pour your own concrete slab, and the enclosure is separate. So I think you're going to be like 5,000 or 6,000 into it, but
So
it has a low
basically-
RPM, high torque spindle.
Basically, you could get their machine and tooling and all of their best upgrade options, including the enclosure and the flood coolant system and the touchscreen. Let's just call it all in.
Mhm.
You're just under 9,000.
Yeah, less than a Tormach.
That's a lot of money. What'd you do?
A Tormach 770.
Dom's being.
Did
Hey,
it just-
Dom's being.
Did it just pull
effective.
off? Look at that.
Huh? Oh
Did
no,
it
I
just
didn't
come
screw
off?
it. No, I just took. I was unscrewing it.
It's that cheesy. You just touch it and it turns into an octopus.
Yeah.
It's funny because they put so much weight on that effector. They put that motor, that direct drive extruder, which is funny that they tried to put a direct drive.
Direct drive. Yeah, direct drive.
And
I
what
still
kind of hot
laugh
end is it?
trying-
Is it just like a E3D V6 kind of? Is it like a V6 style?
This is essentially a cheap 3D pen,
Oh,
or 3D printing pen
yeah.
on in a Delta format. Because look at that fancy hot end.
Oh, it literally is a 3D pen.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I want to get a.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at it up, like let's see if you can see.
Focus.
Like that literally,
it's-
literally looks like the 3 doodler. That looks like the hot end on the 3 doodler.
Right.
Yeah.
With the circles around it and everything. That's exactly what it looks like.
So the Kickstarter price for that was $69. I think.
The early bird was $50.
$59.
$49,
Yeah, $50.
and then like $20 for shipping or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sent more on zip ties than I did on the printer, pretty much.
So what we need is a printer that just prints that uses zip ties as its material.
I go. What if
There's a printer that you assemble 100% with zip ties. Are you aware of that?
Oh
one?
yeah, the educational one. I forgot what it's called.
Uh-huh. I forgot what it's called too.
Ian,
That sounds
heard of it.
something like
Ian,
that.
look at that.
Yeah.
We're getting
Nice.
there. It'll
Yeah.
take a day. It's getting there. It'll be
So I actually
twice as thick as this.
I had that one of those. I have a purple mattress, and it came in the like
Yeah,
100-pound
Our Tempur-Pedic did too.
sausage roll. And
Yeah.
I
Rolled
had a
out
friend
and-
carry it up, but like he had to just basically take it and just like
Yeah.
and get upstairs, and then
The
and then
Tempur-Pedic we got a decade ago, we undid, and then we would jump on the bed to kind of even it out a little.
And then when I had to move, like I just basically threw it off. Me and a friend, we just threw it off the balcony onto the street and then picked it up. It's like mattresses are so hard to move.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what happened to me today? I know you don't. That was a rhetorical question.
Came on my stream.
Did you have a kid
Okay,
yet?
you know what?
Aren't you
do
gonna have
know
a
what
child?
happened to me today? What?
I thought you were
Yeah.
having a
Oh, look, we've got a Jano for 10
Big
minutes.
Jano.
Hey.
We have
Jano,
we
man.
have famous people now.
Yeah,
Hey, what's going on,
he's pretty
guys?
famous. What's going on, Jano?
Good,
How you
good.
doing?
Sorry, I couldn't hop in earlier. I
Oh,
was in
you're
the
good.
middle of doing something when I was like listening in, but
Yeah, you're all good. We've only got 10, 15 minutes left anyway, so of
Ian's
course,
gonna tell
right?
us about his crazy story.
Yeah.
I
So,
think.
like last Wednesday, I told one of my coworkers he was volunteering to help with some of my workload, and I said, "You know what project I could really use help with?" And he said, "What?" And I told him, and he said, "Okay, I'll help with that." And I said, "I'm glad because I'm really worried. None of the engineering work has been done on it at all, and I have this feeling that they're about to make it a hot project." Then Thursday came, and the estimator for the project is in with the project manager and me. I go, so they want us to deliver by the end of October, fully installed for the whole project. And I looked between them all and just started laughing. And I said, well, that's not happening.
Right.
And I go, so they're like, we know that. So here's what they want that's mission critical for them. And I said, okay, now that might be feasible. And I go, so I am working my rear end off trying to get this thing done. And I said, okay, I have to have these site conditions met. I don't have time there's no tolerance built into this design anywhere. If this wall is even an inch off, it's going to wreck a quarter of the design.
Dang.
I can't afford to have anybody else take dimensions, and I don't have the time to have them go back and forth while I make sure their dimensions actually add up. So I'm going to go out and do it myself. So that brings me to Monday, I guess, maybe, where I drove out to the site to go and verify the dimensions. Well, their building is incomplete. They don't even have up part of the walls I need to verify the dimensions. So I get back into the office and I talk with the PM and the estimator, and because the superintendent and the project manager and the general contractor are all off-site attending the project manager's wedding.
Of course.
There you go. So I get back to the office and say, look, incomplete, reschedule, blah, 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 need something. And they're talking hold tos. And I said, look, I can't give them hold tos in this case because this fixture right here already exists, and it's going to be a determining factor on some of these other dimensions. And I said, what I need them to do is at least, if nothing else, just pop a line on the floor for me so I can, and tell me we will definitely put our walls right here.
Right.
And so I go back out today. I've got an appointment scheduled with the superintendent, 2 p.m. There you go. I get there a little early. He says, I'm not ready yet. I say, that's fine. We weren't supposed to meet till 2. Gets 2. He's like, I need 5 more minutes. I'm like, okay. It's 2:18. Hey, what's going on? He goes, it's like 2:30 before I finally get the meeting. And we go start talking. He doesn't have my lines popped. And so I said, well, can you pop the lines? And he doesn't want to pop the lines because I told him, look, once you pop them, you can't move them. And if you can't tell me that you're not going to move them, don't even bother popping them. There you go. And then I start telling him, look, I'm about to have a baby. This is your deadline for getting it done if you want me to dimension it. If you don't have it, you're basically going to lose a week. And I said, all your materials and stuff are long lead items. They go, you can't order it till I finish doing my work. And so we're talking. He goes, we're in the middle of talking about this design that's already very complicated. And he goes, oh, by the way, some of this is supposed to be removable. And I turn and look at him and I go, no, nobody said anything about removable. What do you mean removable? He goes, well, you see that electrical panel there and that sprinkler valve there and those gas lines over there. I go, we have to be able to access all of that at any time. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bit of a hiccup, but I think I can accommodate that. And so we're talking about, and he goes, oh, by the way, how are you doing with the HVAC? What? The HVAC. I go, there's like 25 vents in this room alone, and they're all supposed to be incorporated into your design. What? I go, how many times have we submitted the engineering drawings back and forth, and nobody at any level has marked up that the HVAC is supposed to be incorporated into my work? And I said, what's this HVAC? And he pulls out this HVAC vent like this. And I just start looking at it. I know for a fact that a significant portion of the design as it stands is not large enough to accommodate an event of that design. You are talking about a complete redesign of the entire room. And I'm just sitting there going, I've got no idea what to do. I go, and my estimator is breathing down my neck to get him material estimates and stuff. And I'm calling him and saying, look, I basically need to take everything that I've already spent the last 4 days working on, throw it away. And then I need to take this design that is the process of months of back and forth work and throw that away and redesign it. And then we get that approved. And then I do all my engineering stuff. And then you can have some material estimates from me. And I go, and they're like, I need all of that done before your wife delivers on Monday.
So let's hear from Ian. I know you're talking about your story. I've only got 10 minutes left on the stream. I don't want Jano to just pop in and have nothing to say.
That's fine. That's pretty much the end of the story
I'm
anyway.
invested in this story now.
Okay.
You gotta love project management scope creep.
Right.
I'm an engineer myself, so I can relate.
Yeah. Part of my job issue this week was a project that was way over my head, and yeah, it was one of those.
Right.
But now I'm actually getting help on it, but it's still one of those, like, they overbid.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm a noob. I've never done this before, and so
I've been doing this for 13 years, and nobody has. I've gotten lots of hiccups, a few hitches. And I go, nobody has ever thrown me a curveball like this guy when he said that this HVAC needs to be incorporated into your design. Because I was just like, I have no idea I still don't know what I'm going to do about it.
So, Jano, how's that XL doing for you?
It's been pretty good. I can't complain too much about it. I've only done like 3 prints on it so far.
Where do you even store it? I see it right there, but
It's currently on a coffee table that I've basically taken out of my actual living room and brought in here.
I used to.
And there's like 1,000 spools of filament underneath to keep it stable.
Yeah. Oh my god!
You just made a table spool out of spools.
Ironically, it's going to be moving anyway in a week or so because I'm actually in the process of moving.
Where are you moving?
I am moving out of Florida and I'm going up to Pennsylvania.
Congratulations!
Oh wow, you're gonna be up in Ellie's neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll be up in Western Pennsylvania. So
nice. That'll get you. So
I got a new job 2 weeks ago, and in the hectic process of moving.
Is the hectic too much to see you at ERRF?
Yeah, I probably won't be at ERRF, but not for that reason. I actually had another prior engagement that same weekend before I even knew I was moving. But so yeah, unfortunately, I probably won't be at ERRF. But I will most likely be at Rocky Mountain next year. I'm already planning on that.
Oh yeah, speaking of Rocky Mountain, here let me show you what I showed
everybody else
and from West 3D. So if it'll load, there it is.
I hope to be joining you on the moving out of my house club soon.
So
nice.
I never want to move again, but I'm renting, so.
Jano's 36,000 square feet.
That's insane.
Congratulations. I walked it. It's the same venue. It's just we get the South all this time. I walked
as
it
long as
a week ago. It's huge.
As long as it doesn't turn into a Burning Man, we'll be fine.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, we have printers there. That could happen on its own.
The building next door is even bigger than this one, right?
Yes, but that's an arena. That's like
It's the same building. We had half the building this time.
Yeah, we had, so
It's an arena. That sounds perfect for BattleBots.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
now,
let's
so
do
this
it.
building is a total of 36,000 square feet.
That's
So
awesome.
it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a lot of walking and a lot of people and bigger aisles.
More cowbell.
More cowbell and maybe some more. And
Yeah,
more
where's our
lozenges,
BattleBot arena gonna go? We need at least a 30 or 40 by 40.
outside.
So the fun part about figuring out, trying to get all this moving stuff figured out. I just got this thing built, the XL built and running, and everything's great with it. I am like deathly afraid of it like getting effed up in transit. Like that's a fun challenge I'm trying to figure out right now. It's also
all my big printer I basically hand carry in my car myself. And
go to your local hardware stores, like independent stores like Ace Hardware or something like that, and ask if they have any grill boxes. They're large. Like I shipped something in one to a guy in New Jersey, and it was like, before I cut it down, it was like 4 by 48.
Oh my gosh.
So you might be able to get one of those for free and just pack the absolute heck out.
Yeah. It's more heavy than it is. Like, I mean, it's basically a giant square cube, which is good, but it's also the back end, but the power supplies, it's a solid 50 pounds, if not more. It was fun getting it up the stairs. Thank God Prusa built in handles inside the box, so you can actually hold it and not like drop it down this flight of stairs or trying to climb up a flight of stairs. So I do have the box still from that. I might use that, but other than that, I'm going to be packing the crap ton of foam on it. And
so what triggered the sudden unexpected? I mean, I assume if you were expecting to move, you wouldn't have assembled that machine.
Well, I wasn't expecting to get the machine when I did because of all of their supply chain issues.
Yes.
And I started building it. I got the machine probably right around the time I started interviewing for this new job I now have.
Nice.
And so
congrats.
Unfortunate timing, I would just say at this point.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, I got it done like maybe a couple days after the fact, and I'm like, there's no way I'm tearing it down at this point.
Yeah.
It was actually a fairly. It looked intimidating, the build for like because I got the partially assembled kit.
Right.
It actually was not too bad. We had a couple hiccups.
My buddy ordered My buddy ordered a dual tool head one. It had been January last year, and they're still shipping day one. So I told him, you might see it at the end of next year. I'm still waiting on my MK4 upgrade that was supposed to ship July 10th.
Ooh.
And yeah, Bruce is unfortunately having production mayhem right now.
So the part I
pre-ordered, but I ended up canceling it. But I was trying to sell it to somebody so they could get ahead in line, but it wouldn't have been worth it, you know.
Right, Jano.
So I was missing during the build. We actually were missing one of the grounding tabs that are on the back of the LCD that connects one of the wires.
Right.
And so I contacted support, and they're like, okay, we'll ship you out a new LCD with the part on it. A week later, I get a new LCD. Still no part I need. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I emailed them again, and then I wait another week for shipping because international shipping and all that is fun. And then another week later, I finally get the little grounding tab that I needed to continue the LCD build assembly. But I found that, thankfully, I will say their support there's a reason why they're light years above other companies. But
yes, to a point, it gets tiring when their support says, yeah, it'll ship next week.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
There's definitely some stretching of arms and feet and
Yeah.
areas of almost too much.
Yeah,
especially
I don't want to cancel the order. I'm frustrated with it, but I'm just waiting.
I'm definitely happy I kept my XL order. I mean, it's been
Right.
a few times I've printed with it. It's been really nice.
Was yours a day one order?
It was a day one order. I remember it was a day one order because it was also the same day in my old car. My transmission belt blew out like hours after I pre-ordered it. So I was thinking maybe that wasn't the smartest idea.
Of course, that's how it works.
But wasn't the pre-order like $100 deposit or something like that?
It was
Right.
200.
200.
200.
Yeah. I'm glad I canceled, but still, like, it would have been nice.
Ironically, when I pre-ordered it, I only had one other 3D printer at the time, and when I got the printer, I had 3 other 3D printers. So
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that if it would have been a year, I probably would have gotten it. But because it was like 2 years, it was just like my whole living situation changed.
It's 3
So
years
it's like,
for anyone who orders right now. If you order one today, you're waiting 2 to 2.5 years to get it.
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad they're shipping now, and I'm glad they're kind of working, other than some minor issues.
Right.
But I don't know, the people that are buying them, I think a lot of them are hoping to make them like a main production machine.
Right.
Like it's kind of sold as a production machine. It's not just like a cheap printer. I mean, it's something you are legit going to make products with, and so having issues at all, right out of the box
sucks.
When Bamboo has proven that you can get an out of the box experience. I kind of give a point to them.
It's
Yeah.
lit the Mark, them, I believe, and honestly, I think it's probably for the better at this point.
Yeah, it's competition can be good unless it's a monopoly, and we don't have a monopoly in 3D printing, so it's good.
The Mark IV experience was amazing. I had one of the first orders, and I had to I ordered it day one. But hold on, but the out of box experience, like, I didn't want to print anything that was on the SD card. My biggest complaint is the selection of crap that was on the SD card. They should include something more interesting. So it took me 20 minutes to get something printing from the time I sliced the box open to the time it was printing, and that's only because I had to go upstairs and find something to slice and get profiles, and that took more time than getting the thing to print.
Wow. They just announced today, who was it? E3D? They just announced the Obsidian for the Mark IV and the XL.
They were on the website, actually.
They've already been sold out. They were sold out, came into stock again, and they sold out again.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yep.
Should have bought one today.
Yeah.
People have had them for weeks.
Yep.
Oh.
I need to figure out if I can edit my MMU 3 order for the.
If you could even get your upgrade kit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them till after ERRF, because if it hasn't shipped by ERRF, everyone's good friend Joe Prusa will be there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have a line.
But we get in a little earlier, so
If Prusa made a Delta printer, I would be the first one in that order.
Do me
They
a favor.
They do. They have the professional line, the company they bought.
Yeah.
Well, a real Delta printer, not a.
Hey, Justin, do me a favor at ERRF. Go by Prussia's booth and send me a pic.
Prussia.
Go by Prussia's booth and send me a picture of their event badge.
There
you go. I forgot to scan it at Murph, and they're not helping.
I actually also forgot to scan that at ERRF or at Murph.
Yeah, I scanned it. I missed it at the first Murph, so I'm one behind.
I took a picture of it and was walking up to people to make sure that they got it.
Right.
I think that's how you got your scanned, isn't it, Justin?
I think so.
I know. I must have missed you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch, real quick, you'll get a kick out of this. Mitch, the 101 Hero, it comes with 2 pieces like this, and then the 3 units are all identical. So like even the top and bottom are interchangeable.
That's
That's how
the
they can
easiest
make
way
it. So there's
That's
so
like
there's
literally the
two-
easiest way to make a Delta printer is to do identical top and bottom, and
yeah. So
it's
it's
like
basically two molds or two pieces. That's all they needed to make these.
And why not do it that way? I mean, it only makes sense. Everybody should design stuff that way. As few unique parts as possible.
This is why I don't do it that way. This is my benchy, remember?
I think that has more to do with just the printer in general and not necessarily the design principle.
What are you talking about? These are the highest quality steppers. I mean, did you see this thing has direct drive?
Oh man.
And a fancy 3D pen nozzle.
So the effector works, by the way.
Nice.
It kind of mounts. It basically just holds. It's basically wedged in there with some little wood plastic screws. And then all I have to do is put the threaded inserts in here, and the Revo goes in here and should slide in here, and then the fans should pop in here. But a 30 millimeter Delta printer effector is like the worst design decision ever. It's like the one on Hero is so tiny.
You thought about making a mod for the Super Racer? Because I have one back there. I can test it out.
Justin has one.
Oh, that's
Justin
right.
has a mod.
How's yours going, Justin?
He has other issues
without spewing issues. Like, so what it
Yeah,
does,
his print does some like weird thing.
The print's square, but the corner of like a cube is aimed further like towards this tower. So I don't know.
Like the wall, the side walls are basically skewed.
Yeah,
so, yeah. That sounds like either your belts are off or your
that's what I'm thinking.
It's one printer.
Are you running Clipper on it?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, I can't help you.
With a Sherpa Mini or Micro and a Mosquito. All this stuff. I've modified the absolute hell. I got it. I wanted it Murph, so I'm like, I'll bring it home and I'll do something.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce.
Yep, I'm gonna end the stream. I'd have to go to bed like right now. I was hoping to end it, 15 minutes ago, but it's all good. Thanks to everyone for hopping in this week, and we'll probably see most of you next week if all goes well. And then I think the week after that I might skip.
Don't count on me next week. I'll probably be in the hospital.
Not approved.
Congratulations in advance.
And there will not be a stream Wednesday night, the 27th, because I have to leave for the airport at 2 a.m. on the 28th to go fly to ERRF with Dom.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Over the weekend for a wedding.
And hopefully, hopefully you guys arrive at the airport at the same time.
I was there for 48 hours.
Anytime you're around, Jano, shoot me a message. Say, hey, I'm around. Want to grab a quick bite? I'm in. I'll meet you wherever. You tell me.
Will do. Yeah, no, it was a short trip. I was up for my cousin's wedding, but yeah, the airport up there is not fun. Would not recommend.
Trust me, I was born and raised here. It's only getting worse. So we're gonna end the stream. Thank you, Jano, for hopping in. And,
thanks for having me.
Jano, go to Prusa right now. Obsidian nozzles are in stock. 0.6 and 0.4.
I have to get one.
All right. I'm gonna end the stream.
They're only $52.90.
Right. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
You don't have to leave the studio, so we'll see everyone in the live world later. And random pose.